Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 106th edition of the Chronicles of Podcast. And these right here are the Chronicles of Scotty Wartooth, aka TikTok Jesus. It is I, the bearded Brummy Jamie, and joining me, as always, is this handsome fella right here.
Scotsman Tom, and welcome to the Chronicles of Podcast. Hit it!
Hi there, you're about to enjoy the Chronicles of Tom and Jamie.
Hi everyone, I'm Kevin Mann.
Hi guys, my name's Annabelle Knight.
Hello, this is Becky Baldwin.
Hello, I'm Chesney.
Hey, what's up everyone? This is Braden from Say We Can Fly.
Hi there, I'm Scotty Wartooth, and welcome to the Chronicles of Podcast with Tom and Jamie.
Ooh.
The man who invented the bicycle must have not thought it worked for a while.
Oh, yes, this book. You will love it, shall we say.
I thought he loved me, but I'm just sitting kissing my best friend. Joining us this week is Scotty Wartooth, aka TikTok Jesus. Scotty Wartooth is a content creator, cosplayer, streamer who has amassed a following and over 8 million followers on TikTok alone. He's best known for his TikToks being dressed up as the Messiah himself, creating comedic videos, as well as other characters, not just Jesus. He likes to dress as pirates. And even on the flip side, he likes to be the devil as well. Scotty also uses his platform to be a wonderful ally for the LGBTQ community, openly uses his platform to fly the flag for those groups who need that bit of support in this modern society. What an absolutely wonderful gentleman he is. And it's amazing just to hear about TikTok, because I think a lot of people have a bit of a misunderstanding on the platform.
Yes, as it used to be the app that everyone just had kids dancing to stuff on. And now it's obviously grown and developed into this huge thing. Just want to give a massive shout out to Mally Malpass, who introduced me to Scotty at Bloodstock Festival. And this is how this beauty all came about. So yeah, it's great that he reached out. I was like, yeah, I'd love to come on and have a chat with you guys. It did not disappoint, ladies and gentlemen. So obviously, like I said, he flies the flag for the LGBTQ community, just as we do, obviously, with representing the Sophie Lancaster Foundation as well. So it's kind of like a coming together. It was quite nice. It was just lovely. And there's obviously, you get to hear about the darker, deeper side of TikTok as well, in regards to comments and all sort of things as well, and how you deal with haters, shall we say. But yeah, but overall, this conversation's fucking wonderful. It's just a lot of fun. And we enjoyed it thoroughly. But Jamie,
Yes, sir.
do you happen to have any final words at all?
Just a big old massive thank you to Scotty. It means the absolute world. You're taking the time out to talk to us, sir. It was amazing to hear your story and to just learn all about what you do. And plus, it was just great, big bit of fun, weren't it?
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, interviewing this week, it's Scotty Wartooth, aka TikTok Jesus.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we bring you another wonderful guest. You can't go anywhere these days without the mention of a certain little app. Some people say it's for kids, some people say it's for creators, and others say it's a place to worship. But who do we go to worship when we're on TikTok? Today's guest is a content creator, a cosplayer, a streamer who has amassed a following of 8 million followers on TikTok alone. Best known for being TikTok's Messiah. Ladies and gents, put your hands together. Look up to the sky as we bring you the sermon of TikTok Jesus and bring you the Chronicles of Scotty Wartooth.
Well, hello there. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you very much for joining us, sir.
It was great. Sorry, just 1 second. That intro was amazing. That's one of the best ones you've ever done.
Why not? We all love
was,
the Buddy Christ.
Yeah, it was absolutely fucking excellent. But Scotty, most importantly, I think I'd like to ask this question to absolutely amazing. I can't remember what you call him now. The mug that you just had then, absolutely unbelievable.
Tankard, I guess.
Tankard, that's the one. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah. That was just took my surprise then. I like to ask this question to every single guest that we have on, which was, how was your pandemic? I know it was like a few years ago now, but it's kind of still around. But obviously with your daily life and everything, like, how was the last few years for you?
So, for the first part of it, I was still working, actually. We'd sort of reduced staff, made sure we were sort of working individually so we weren't around each other. So I was still kind of getting paid like as usual, but working a little bit differently, a little less to do. But then I think on the second wave of the lockdown, I was actually in furlough. So I was in lockdown, which for me actually was pretty good. Like, as weird as it is to say, as a content creator, I was able to keep myself occupied, but it also was a good opportunity to actually have the time to make that content. And it actually was, for a lot of content creators, exactly the same thing. But it was also, for non-creators, a lot of people who were in lockdown needing entertainment were looking to content creators for that entertainment. So in a weird way, a lot of us kind of thrived in that. And honestly, that's where a lot of my growth actually came from as a creator. So I had it quite easy, honestly. But no, it's been back to normal since. Trying to keep clean, hygiene, keeping masks where appropriate here and there. So yeah.
Fair.
It's a crazy one, isn't it? You talk to a lot of people and they used that pandemic era to go, right, let's get shit done. Like content creators, musicians, like writers, everything. They're just like, I'm stuck in the house. I'm going to get stuff done.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Kev when I say like I did well, because obviously it was a hard time for a lot of people, and I've had a lot of comments like from people saying that my content actually helped them get through the pandemic, and that's always fantastic to hear. But yeah, I try and be a bit sensitive considering what other people did go through. So
no, okay. Yeah. But honestly, you'd be amazed at the amount of people we've had on the show that go, I'll be honest, it was great for me. Like, I know it's bad to say, but it was wicked. So you're not the first, don't worry.
That's all good then. I was thinking the amount of people are going to be listening thinking, what? I beg your pardon?
Who does it think he is? Jesus? Oh, wait, hang on a minute.
I mean, if I was to push it a bit, I would say, like, in some way, I kind of miss having that free time because I still work full time as it is. Like, I work as a gardener, I still stream, and then I got the TikTok content on the side as well. Barely get the breather.
Yeah. How do you even eat or sleep or breathe?
What's eating? What's sleeping?
Yeah.
Maybe about 2
Describe
hours a
this
night. For me. Well, at least certainly not as much as I should be getting, like considering I've got to be up at 6.
Oh, grim. That is grim.
No, I mean, I know some people have it worse, but still, I still should be sleeping more.
I think we all say, well, like, I'm going to get a good night's sleep tonight. Oh, look, it's 3:00 in the morning. No, I'm not.
Literally. It's always the nights you tell yourself that. It's never happens like that.
Yeah. It's just like you say it in your brain, just goes, I think not.
Literally. It's like, screw you, brain.
I'll have 5 minutes on Instagram. Oh, crap. 4 hours later.
No, it's definitely me with TikTok.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. But take us back, sir, back to the days of young Master Wartooth. What did you originally aspire to be when you were growing up? Obviously, content creation wasn't a thing when we were young. So what was the original aspirations for yourself?
God knows. I mean, primary school, it's like when they ask you, oh, what do you want to be when you're grown up to an adult? I was like, I don't know, train driver or something. Like, I don't know. I didn't really have much of an idea what I was going to do. But teen years, I started looking more to music. I started playing the guitar when I was about 14 years old, I think it was. Joined a few bands a couple of years later. I went into college actually and did music and music technology for a couple of years there. Didn't manage to get much work in that field though in the end. My area just didn't really have much except small studios and anything. I could only get like voluntary work, if anything. And in the end, I kind of just fell into gardening instead. So yeah. I mean, I did an apprenticeship in it, so I took it at least somewhere at least. So
it's just a very different contrast, isn't it? I want to be a musician or a gardener.
No,
Do you know what I mean?
But to be fair, sometimes when people ask me like what I could do for a living, sometimes when I say, "Oh, I'm a gardener," some people always say, because of the Jesus thing, everyone says, "Oh, I thought you'd be a carpenter." I'd usually say, I mean, they got a point, but usually I just say back like, "Well, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's helpful when one of your dads owns his own businesses and all, but after a while, I had a bit of a problem being around hammers and nails, just flashbacks and all, just."
Absolutely amazing.
Gardening
Absolutely
instead.
Much safer.
Small blades and stuff.
So one thing that stands out to me about yourself when you see your content, you come across as very outgoing, confident, big old smile. Have you always been like this, like an outgoing child? Is this something that sort of developed over the years?
No. I mean, I'm autistic myself, and during my education years, it really showed a lot. So I can be very quiet. It depends on the company I'm with. It's like I almost have like a different personality depending on who I'm talking to in some way. Like my tutor had me hiding right back in my my turtle shell for most of the time. But I mean, TikTok has been quite helpful for being a bit more open, forward, and that learning to just be you're just being yourself in content. You're throwing it out there after a while, and after a while, you've got no shame in any of the embarrassing stuff you do. But I've socialized a fair bit at events. I've made a lot of friends there, so I kind of have to get used to faking confidence to an extent.
Yeah.
But I'm certainly a lot better than I have been like back in the day. So yeah, there's an element of pretending, but I'd say these days I do quite all right actually.
I'll be honest, I relate 100%. Doing this podcast has helped me come out of my shell like you would not believe. Like I was very reserved. It'd take me a while. I got to get to know you before I open up. Now, like we are now, complete strangers. Like, oh yeah, let's talk.
Literally, I mean, it's like in say like alternative fashion. Maybe like from the start, you're feeling a bit too embarrassed to wear a trench coat or a bit of leather. Maybe you're wondering what people are going to think if they see you in public. Next thing you know, like you're dressing like Johnny Depp or something in public. Like not a fuck given. Because if somebody gives you a comment, if it's good or bad, do not care. There's plenty more people where they came from. It's always a comment like, "Oh, it's not Halloween yet." I wish. But no.
I'm just pleased you said Halloween, to be quite honest with you, rather than spooky season, because I want to murder every single person that says that outside of
Your
America.
vendetta against spooky season, sir. It's
because it's fucking Halloween. That's why.
Yeah.
So and if you want to say a season, it's either autumn or October.
That is true, to be fair.
Yeah, it just I don't know why I hate it so much. I don't know if it's because of social media that kids in the generation this day see a lot of stuff from overseas, and obviously I think one of my other half, her nephew, started being like, "Oh my god, I want to watch Mario, whatever." It's like, no, it's definitely Mario. You're English, you're Welsh, or whatever. It's definitely Mario. All right. Isn't there something where apparently he's not saying it's a me? Apparently it's like a Japanese thing that everyone started sparking off on TikTok about, but is talking shit or something. I don't know. I've seen that recently.
I don't know. It might have been a trend or something. I must have missed that. I don't know.
Yeah, I missed that too.
Yeah, my bad. Sorry. I just want tangents. I love them. Love them.
TikTok is a weird one. There are trends that go around and you either have or haven't seen it. It's like, how could you not see it? It was right there. Like, I don't know. I had other trends on my thing. I had the most unrelated stuff on my TikTok for a while. Just
peaches and
and
wheelbarrows. People are pushing each other down in wheelbarrows down hills now. I haven't seen that. For some reason, I've got people climbing up walls like Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's how it works. Like you watch like one video for like a slightly overly long amount of time. Suddenly, that's all your For You page is full of. So no, of course I didn't see that trend because I was getting random dog videos on my For You page all day. So.
As long as I get rug and pool cleaning videos on mine, I'm happy. I don't mind.
Yeah,
they're the most satisfying videos to watch ever.
I don't know. I have no idea what you're about.
Let's take it back to yourself. Where did this journey start with you with content creation? Was it cosplay or were you doing other things before that?
So yeah, I've been a cosplayer since like before I was on TikTok, and the whole Jesus thing, it started at Comic-Con originally, actually, before I was on TikTok. So but essentially my friends spent about a year pestering me to dress as Jesus for Comic-Con because of the long hair and the beard and all. And for most of the year I was like, oh no, I want to do more serious stuff, it's the wrong time, wrong place. I might get punched in London for doing that. But eventually I gave in. I thought, all right, fine, I'll get a fancy dress like Jesus costume and I'll wear it to Comic-Con. Coincidentally, on the day I did this, Danny Filth was there signing.
Of all
Not
people.
who I was expecting to see at a Comic-Con, but I found out on that day that he was there signing. So I was like, I've got to meet him. And so I did, although that photo, the typical classic photo of Jesus at Bloodstock with the guy with the t-shirt saying Jesus is a cunt. It just circulates around the internet. I wanted to do something like that, but not like a complete copycat. But in the end, I just had like no original idea. So I kind of we had a photo and I just kind of did the same. But literally, I just said to him jokingly, so I'm a cunt, am I? But he had a photo as well, and he shared it on like every social media platform the band had. And it was just a pretty amazing moment for me right there. So I kept doing it for a while, but then that was 2017, I think. Yeah. But then I joined TikTok in 2019. Kind of had a similar sort of issue. Like I was doing cosplay in general, and people were like, "Oh, you should do your Jesus for it." It's like, no, I want to do more serious stuff. And after a while, I gave in, did a Jesus video. A lot of people were drawn to it. Okay, I'll do another one, maybe another one here, and next thing you know, I'm already getting the reputation of that guy on TikTok who dresses as Jesus, and it started growing quite fast. I featured in a video from Tomska, because I did like an audio from his ASDF videos, and he did like a massive video on YouTube, reviewing a bunch of videos that used his audio. So that mine was one of the first. And I don't know if it's directly related, but in that month he did that, my following on TikTok jumped by 500,000 in a month. It was massive, and I've never had a growth that big. Like, I've met him actually a couple of times, and I've told him that, and he doesn't. He just throws off, no, it's coincidence, whatever. But no, he's a nice guy actually. But yeah, that was my first sort of boost on there, and then lockdown and even more growth since then. It's just became a thing, just established.
That's insane. But obviously, did you go on the platform intending to become TikTok famous, or was it just for a bit of a laugh?
No. So when I joined TikTok originally, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of burying my head in the sand from real world shit, to be honest.
Okay.
So I was just keeping myself distracted, putting some content out there, not trying to go anywhere with it. And I think in some way that's partially why it did so well in a way, because I think by naturally being myself, like for myself, not trying to appeal to any kind of like trend specifically at the time, just dressing up, finding some audios, doing my own stuff how I wanted to do it. And I think people naturally came drawn to my sort of personality with that. So yeah, it just, I mean, I don't think it would have gone anywhere near as successful if I hadn't been doing Jesus. But there are multiple people that do Jesus cosplays on there anyway. But I think it's safe to say that mine's the most popular. And I think that there is some reason to that, at least. It's the content I make. There's some personality to it as well. So I guess that's what's drawn people in. So I guess your audience picks the niche for you.
And the moral of the story is always listen to your mates, apparently.
Always given to peer pressure.
Yeah. Because it seems to have worked for some weird-ass reason.
As you do, like... Yeah.
I wonder if your mates are like, I wonder if he knows that Danny Filth is here. We've got to do, come on, let's put the pressure on. Let's put the pressure on. But going back to the world of cosplay, how did you even get into doing that? Because obviously I've been to cons, people dressed. I'm like, I'd love to do that, but I'm not going to do that.
I generally just liked like fancy dress, like in general. Like, if I got invited to like some birthday party that was fancy dress themed, Halloween, I just enjoyed like getting into it a lot, really. And I had a friend years ago saying, have you thought of going to Comic-Con? I was like, what's that? They told me a little bit about it, and I looked into the Birmingham one. So I went there as my first one, and yeah, I think my costume was a bit shit, but you got to start somewhere. I tried like a sort of a new take sort of on the Scarecrow from Batman.
Okay.
So I tried like a homemade sort of mask using it was an old sort of like World War II winter mask, and I sort of like coated it with like Hessian sack material, and it just looked like a really low budget Slipknot mask in the end. But I had that with a leather trench coat and noose around my neck, and I think if I tried it again these days, I could have taken it somewhere. But it was a first cosplay, not very good. But I had a good time. I made some friends in the community on Facebook, especially. Got involved in some good like sort of friend circles here and there, and just expanded from there. Really,
I love it. What I love about cosplay as well is like anyone can really do it. Like, and there's so many different levels. Like you could just go and buy a costume from a costume shop. Or, put pieces together like you did for the Scarecrow one. Or there's people that like handcraft them with foam and electronics and all this sort of stuff. Like, but
yeah.
how do you go putting yours together? Is it like what you were saying there, get bits and add them together, or is there?
So I'm
random
not
design?
personally very crafty, but it's like you're saying, there are loads of ways of doing it. I've personally found in my experience with the costumes I've done, I've had the most fun and enjoyment out of the costumes I've spent the least amount of time and money on. So Jesus, like for a prime example, but I've done other costumes like Miguel from Road to El Dorado, and I had a guy doing Tulio as well. I was there with a little mandolin playing around. We got some loaded dice we were chucking around, and just a wig, a red shirt, trousers. I had a good time with that, honestly. And I've spent a lot of money on other costumes. I did a whole like Mandalorian original character for Comic-Con originally, and I didn't end up wearing it very much because it's just a sweatsuit, armor plates, helmet, and of course these events are largely in the summer. I did wear it to a Star Wars Celebration, but it's still just compared to like what else I've worn and spent a lot less time and money on. I haven't got as much out of it. I've got pirate stuff I've spent a lot on, but because I do like pirate festivals separately to Comic-Con and that, so I'm willing to put more money into it if I can do multiple events per year. But yeah, personally, I tend to buy my bits and put it all together. It might be charity shops, antique shops, eBay, maybe perhaps. At the moment, I've the Baldur's Gate 3 that came out recently.
Yes,
I've got a friend who's actually making an outfit for Gale for me. Actually, basically, she's been wanting to make the costumes for several characters, but doesn't necessarily want to wear go out and cosplay all of them. And I expressed some interest in wanting to do Gale, but having no idea how to get a costume like that. So she said, she just said, well, I'm making one. Why not wear it? So that should be hopefully done in a couple of weeks' time. We'll see.
Nice. What better way to get them done than gone, you put in the effort and I'll wear it.
Well, I'm paying for the materials either way. So yeah.
Oh, there you are. But
I've just got to make the stuff.
Oh, there you are. But we're going to have to rewind just a little bit there. Pirate festivals.
Yes.
What are those? That sounds great.
So I say festivals generally, but it depends on which event you go to, because say there's a Brixham Pirate Festival actually down in Brixham, and it's literally a whole public thing, like out in the street by the docks. There's stalls. Otherwise, you can go to other events where they're more like social gatherings, because there's a whole like sort of community of people who just go to these events dressed up. We all sort of know each other. Even if like you don't have them on Facebook or anything, you can go to these events maybe. Like I went for my first time and I just made dozens of new friends. I come back every year, and honestly, I love it. You don't pay to go to these or anything. They're not like ticketed events. You just show up, get some accommodation for a weekend there, show up, grab a tankard, have a drink with some pirates, and just it's honestly amazing. Like just having drinks dressed as a pirate, but with a whole community of people dressing like pirates as well. It's actually fantastic. So I go Brixham. Whitby is another one. Lovely little area for a weekend away in general, let alone with people dressed as pirates. And yeah, I'm 28 now, and I've been going since I was about maybe 19, 20 perhaps. And yeah.
Did you not know this was a thing? I feel like slightly sheltered now because that sounds amazing.
I don't know. But no, they are definitely worth a look at, because like I said, just get a hotel for the weekend and just show up. They're not ticketed events. A lot of them like try and raise money for charities actually. But yeah. Otherwise, you can go Comic-Con and have to spend like over 100 quid on a weekend ticket, maybe.
Yeah.
And your accommodation on top of that.
Yeah. But did I see somewhere online that you do work as a pirate as well with mermaids or something? I think I read somewhere.
Yes. So I am part of a company, Book a Mermaid. So we've kind of taken a bit of a step back for the time being, essentially, because we've all got a lot on. We've worked festivals mostly, but I think we'd like to have a sort of a rethink of how we're going to do work in future, essentially. But we do things like birthday parties, perhaps. We've done the festivals with a big pool of like 14,000 liters. Have the mermaids in the pool. I can be outside of the pool dressed as a pirate, where I can kind of walk about. So it's in some way, yeah, I'm there in character dressed up, but it's almost like Santa's grotto. You've got Santa who's kind of sat on the chair with a kid in his lap and he can't move around and do anything. So I'm like the equivalent of like another staff member dressed as an elf. Yeah, I'm kind of in character, but if there's anything like out of place or that needs moving, I can be maybe the guy who just sort of goes over and quickly sorts that. But I'm still in character. I can interact with the kids there. We can have some games, perhaps. Like we did a glowworm up in Newark a couple of years ago, and so we'd circulate a little bit. You got the girls in the pool in the mermaid costumes. When they have their break, I could be outside saying, "Okay, we're going to do some sword training. We have some like foam swords, maybe." And I this is not something I planned out fully, but my idea was have a bunch of kids like team up, start like fighting each other, like do parry, lunge, and all that. And then sooner or later, a kid would have to sort of go with his parents elsewhere, and the kid would come up to me and say, "Excuse me, I haven't got a partner." It's like, it's okay, you can fight with me. So I'll have a play fight with him, and another kid will come up to me, the same thing. I haven't got a partner. So that's okay, you can both fight with me. And gradually, more and more kids start fighting with the pirate. Next thing you know, the rest of them think, "Oh wow, we're all fighting the pirate." Next thing you know, I'm jumping off the hay bales, and it's like Hook, the end sort of like fight when they're all the Lost Boys versus the pirates. It's like that for them. And they have such a good time. So I can keep that up for about an hour while the mermaids are having their break. So there's a lot of fun to it, honestly. And yeah.
That's awesome. And you can guarantee that kid is like the highlight of their weekend. Like, that's amazing.
Honestly, like that is one of the best things about it. Like, even if you don't come away getting paid much by the event, perhaps, if you're working with the kids, you know that you've done right by them. Like one thing we did as well with the mermaids, we had like precious stones at the bottom of the pool where like you can sort of make them into a little necklace. And so the pool will have like these little windows on the side of the pool, and kids could look through, and they get excited enough just getting a glimpse of that tail through the window. But they could point out for a stone in the water, say, "Can I have that one?" So the mermaid would go down and retrieve it and hand it to the kid, and then they'd go over to Lisa, who'd basically make it into a necklace for them. Like, we wouldn't even charge a thing. We just like let the kids do that, and that's several years later, we've still got kids bringing these necklaces to like show and tell things at school. To say, "A mermaid gave me this. It's a wishing stone," and things like that. Like it's why like we're not. It's not just about the profit there. It really is like what you can do for the kids there. Because honestly, it's amazing. Even at that event alone, like usually, like the women tend to be the kids tend to warm up to women more than they will for the men. So I usually have to like take a bit of a step back, not be too up from the kids because I could potentially scare them. But I have had points where like kids will come up like before they've got to go home, they will literally come up for a hug, just to say goodbye.
Oh, that's nice.
That's sweet. That's yeah.
Are you sure you're not literal Jesus?
What, dressing as a pirate, fighting children?
Yeah, well, you can be in costume. So people have no idea. You know?
He did came back. He's dressed as a pirate.
I mean, I've had that one a fair few times. Are you sure the real Jesus? Oh no, yeah, it took 2,000 years to come back this time, not the 3 days.
Yeah. And luckily, there was no boulder this time. Walked straight out. It was easy.
Well, mind you, I did a TikTok just recently sort of joking about the fact, like, if you're going to crucify me again, at least this time, can you not shut me in a cave? The Wi-Fi was that bad. It took me 3 days to respawn.
That was brilliant. I saw that.
And everyone was like, "Oh, you got Wi-Fi back then?" I was like, "Yeah, we were using the cloud Wi-Fi."
Yeah, nice.
Oh, that's brilliant. So you were saying earlier how like you went on TikTok to just sort of like hide yourself away, like get over some personal problems. But can you remember what your first video was?
If I remember correctly, it was a transition video, so I was kind of like in sort of casual clothes, so like some tracky bottoms and a vest, whatever, picking up a tankard, drinking from it, and it sort of transitions me like I've just magically turned into an actual pirate. Just to some drunken sailor sort of audio singing along to it. That was some shitty first TikTok, but yeah, I think it's still there. But you've got to scroll through thousands of videos now.
Did it on purpose. I don't want anyone to ever see that again. I'm just going to spam this feed.
Well, the more I scroll back, I'm going to be like, oh god, I had like that little of a beard. Oh god, I shaved for this occasion.
That's amazing. So I meant to ask this at the start. The name's Scotty Wartooth. That's not your actual birth name, is it?
No.
Where does this come from?
Honestly, it was completely random. I when I was in like secondary school, I even like college, I got nicknamed Toki Wartooth a fair bit because of the Death Clock Metalocalypse series. Also because I was obsessed with my cat at the time, and I think Toki was the long haired, like brown long haired guy, whatever. They would just call me Toki, essentially. And for TikTok, honestly, because I didn't put much thought into it, it was just. I called myself like Scott Helsing on like other socials like years like beforehand. So Scotty Wartooth was just a random thing there. If I knew that platform was going to blow up, I probably would have picked something else. But it's stuck now. So yeah.
I mean, what's it actually like to have such a following? Like 8 million is a lot. That's a lot of people.
Yeah. There's a lot of different like things to it, really. I mean, like for the most part, like my casual life, it doesn't affect me much. Like I can go out into town and the chances are I'm not going to get recognized, but I have been. But say if I go to like London Comic Con, like I'll tell you what, like for example, like so I was going to stop going to London Comic Con like before COVID because it was getting so expensive. I couldn't really justify it. But then during the lockdown, when most of my growth came and we were finally going back to events again, I thought, okay, maybe I'll go this time. Maybe I'll get recognized, get a few photos, perhaps. I did. Not just a lot of people asking for photos, but I had a lot of people who were stopping to express how much the content meant to them, because it's not just the Jesus parody stuff, but it's like the pro LGBT stuff as well. And I had no idea how much that actually meant, like the representation, because like sort of started like while I was like building on TikTok, I'd always kind of worried that I was going to come across as using LGBT for like views and follows, etc. And it still kind of bugs me a little bit today in times, but I've never had that criticism. I've had plenty of criticism for dressing as Jesus, but I've never had like criticism for using LGBT. Partially because honestly, the people like they like having that representation from somebody with that platform, that they're actually using that platform for that purpose. And it meant even more. And because earlier this year I came out as asexual essentially. And again, I just casually threw that out there, but a lot of people actually, they're, oh my god, ace representation. And a lot of people saying like, oh my god, one of my favorite TikToks is ace as well. You never quite realize how much your content can mean to people. Like, it's amazing. But I've had like I've had fan art as well. Like I tell you what, my most recent one because of the TikTok Satan stuff I did. Is that going to focus in? Yeah.
That is amazing.
That's so cool.
Honestly, it's sweet, like having things like that done, and yeah, people have been incredibly generous. So it is honestly amazing. But yeah, it's when you go to events where like Comic-Con for me is the best place to go to because you've got the nerdy like cosplayers, but a lot of the LGBT crowd as well. So it's a great place to actually interact and like meet people there as well. So yeah, it honestly is amazing.
It must be such a great feeling, obviously, to be able to support.
Honestly,
earlier.
that broke me. By the time I came home, I kind of made a video just to sort of talk about it, and honestly, I just broke.
Oh, dude! Like, well, thank you to begin with, like for everything that you do, because it's absolutely unbelievable. Like, obviously, we represent the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, so you know, we're doing our bit as well. But it's like you unintentionally did a lot for people without realizing it. It must be a hell of a feeling.
It's like you kind of know like it's nice to do it for like because it's a good purpose anyway, but then it's actually hearing it from people who genuinely like mean that they appreciate it. I mean, actually Comic-Con in Birmingham last year, I had a guy come up to me saying that my content encouraged him to come out to his parents. And I still don't know like how to I still don't quite know how to respond to that. Like, it's amazing that my content can actually have that kind of impact on people. But still, it's just
Damn.
like, wow.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm just trying to make people laugh.
Scott, are you sure you're not actual Jesus?
I mean, I've had like a lot of people say, like, are you sure not him because you're doing a better job than he did back in the day? But otherwise, you got people like that. Then you got people saying, like, you're not Jesus. Like, well, yeah, no shit, I'm white.
I mean, with what you were saying about when you've had criticism for being Jesus and stuff, like, how do you deal sometimes with do you get like a load of shit, or is it just random every now and again, or like how do you
I get it on a daily basis. Like, I've been wanting to do like a proper video to explain how I've sort of dealt with that, to kind of help other people deal with like criticism in general, because there's different stages for I sort of went through, which I think would be like a general sort of thing. So it's like in general, when you on social media, when you get a negative comment, maybe you've just commented on some random video and some guy's being snarky commenting back at you, you get that kind of urge to kind of bite back, like whether it's for your own ego, whether it's to put him in his place, whatever the reason, you tend to naturally get that sort of urge to bite back. It can be a bit hard to shrug it off for most people. But then when it's like at you a bit more frequently, there might be a point where you leave the odd one or two because it's, I've already answered a comment like that. And then you get into a point where like you're getting a bit selective over which ones you're going to bother with, the more frequent these come, because it is a never-ending battle. And I think Ricky Gervais once put this very well when he said, like, arguing with people on the internet is like correcting graffiti on a toilet wall that you're never going to use again.
That is absolutely genius.
Honestly, it hits the nail on the head, because I mean, I've slapped back at comments on a regular basis, but like there's always going to be more of them. But I still do respond to a bunch of them, like sometimes because it's not just to get at them, but it's because I want to make an overall sort of point of something they're talking about, and maybe I can address it. Maybe I can be informative, or maybe I can be sarcastic and slap back. Like, I mean, for example, say like for Black Lives Matter, perhaps, as soon as anything that springs up to spark up the Black Lives Matter crowd, it always sparks up the All Lives Matter crowd.
Yeah.
And then you get that internet argument, oh, you're racist and that. But there are people who are genuinely trying to shut down the argument with ALM, but then there are some people who they're not as informed on the subject. So when they hear All Lives Matter, they think, yeah, makes sense. And then when they put that on the internet, they're getting screamed at and they don't get why. So I took the time once to take that comment essentially and just actually explain in detail why it's controversial, why it comes across as such. And it didn't get many views, but I still had a few people saying, like, this is the first video where someone's not actually screaming at this for me. Like, thank you. There's a few people in the comments that actually understood where I was getting at. And that's essentially all I was trying to do. Not feed my own ego, not put somebody like in their place, but just try and actually inform a little bit. So that's one good thing about having the platform. But at the same time, you do have to be careful with what you say, because I like to talk about the Bible sometimes in some informative sort of ways. But I understand, like, I've spoken to like Bible scholars, Old Testament scholars, and I recognize that people may take my word as gospel more than her, simply because I have a high platform. And I've not even studied religion. So I think if I'm going to educate, I want to try and be very careful what I say, because I don't want to be responsible for misinformation being put on the internet. And I have been, and I've tried to correct myself where I've been wrong. But yeah, you do have to be careful.
Yeah, because I know there's been a few people that have been like, I know your location, I'm going to come and find you, and that sort of thing. That you've had recently as well. Yeah.
Those are funny because they're always going to IP addresses and they're always wrong. But I mean, that's why we have like VPN, so that you can't be tracked like that. But I always find that when people start to threaten to leak your IP address, they, like, 99.99% of the time have no idea what the hell they're talking about. I've made like 5 videos responding to people like trying to dox my location. One of them was basically took me to I search these up sometimes, and one of them took me to an island just off Madagascar, Larry O'Neill. I was like, no, mate, that's not where I live. The most recent
I mean,
one,
I wish.
a guy left 2 locations in his response, and so I put them in. One of them was in the middle of a field in the middle of nowhere. It's like, what? Do I live in the Shire or something? The second one was somewhere in the middle of London. It's like, okay, well, I was born in London, but that's the complete wrong area anyway, and I was moved out when I was 2. Try again.
Who gets so annoyed by someone having some fun on TikTok that they want to find where they live? Like, what is wrong with some people?
I mean, it's not just the fact that I dress as Jesus, it's the fact that I'm like, I have the LGBT representation as well.
Yeah.
But what's most frequently the complaint is my profile picture. It's literally just a picture of me in a white shirt and blue jeans with a pride flag in the background. Like, there's not even an attempt to make it have me in a costume. I've got a picture of me in the costume, but I use a casual one. And everyone's like, Jesus was not gay. It's like, I didn't say he was. Like, where did I ever say Jesus was gay? It's like, your profile picture, your PFE. It's like, it's a picture of me, you utter donut. It's like, it's a picture of me. I'm not gay. Like, I got a pride flag in my profile picture. That doesn't make me gay.
It's nuts how misinformed people are. Do you know what I mean? You
Yeah.
support one thing and all of a sudden they're like, "Oh my god, I hate it."
Yeah, it's like calm your tits, buddy.
Let's just calm down here, yeah.
The irony of this, though, is like, because I've said I've got a picture, like the picture I've gotten there is the cartoon picture of me. I've got another one, same artist and everything, but it is of me in the costume. And I've experimented with this multiple times. I've put the profile picture with that costume version and with me. Ironically, I get like 3 times more complaints when it's actually just a picture of me than when it's actually Jesus in the picture.
Okay, well,
it's so dumb. Like, it just shows out how some people will just jump the gun, like thinking they're being clever when they're just being complete idiots. It's
yeah.
Yeah.
I bet they're nudging their mate, going, watch this. Yeah, look at the shit I'm giving him.
Yeah, I've made a couple of videos to point that out. So, no, that's me. But the last one I did actually did quite well on the views because it was funny. But I still get comments on that saying the exact same thing. Jesus wasn't gay. Like, dude, did you listen to the first sentence I said in the video? And you're still whinging about this crap.
But what I love as well is you'll reply to a video, you'll give a very thoughtful, responsive, informative answer, and then you'll click on their comment and the comment is deleted. Like, of course it fucking is.
I mean, it's either because of what I said or it's because people jumped on their comment. So that is one sort of downside with when you make responses like that, because I don't have control over what my viewers are going to do. Like, I generally can't even have a sensible conversation with somebody. I had a guy who made a video sort of at me, but it was intended as a sensible sort of debate thing. So I made a response. I made it very clear in the caption, do not like harass this content creator. And they did. They reported his content and everything. It was nothing like really offensive about what he said, but they still were taking it upon themselves to go from my content to his to have a go at him. And I was like, guys, I told you not to do this. Like, I had this guy in my inbox telling me about this, and I had to apologize and saying, like, look, I'm sorry. Like, I did try and make it clear not to harass you about this. I intended this to be a sensible discussion. We made up, but yeah, that's again, it's the internet, really. So
there's no control in the internet.
No.
Unfortunately.
Where'd you get the ideas for your videos then? How do you come up with, with what you do with Jesus and whatnot?
It sometimes just springs to mind if it's a trending audio. Sometimes it's a question of like, how can I make that relevant to Jesus? Do I make it relevant? Is it relevant? Do I just make any old video but just stick the costume on anyway? Like, for one example, there's a video I've been wanting to do, but I haven't got the stuff for it properly yet. There's an audio, I think it's from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I think, or something, saying, you can punch me, kick me, pull my hair. I am A-OK being stabbed, biting and scratching out on the table. You can use fire. So I have an idea with this. It's going to be a bit spicy, but it sounds like it's kinky sort of sex thing, whatever. I'm thinking of putting Jesus sort of on the cross, saying to the Romans, you can kick me, pull pull my hair, and the Romans going to be at the bottom of the cross, like having absolutely no idea what they're supposed to be doing in this situation. It's like, these are the ground rules. Is there anything off? Is there anything off limits? Damn, girl, you got something sick you want to do, huh? Oh, you little pervert. It's a be spicy one, but it'd just be a funny sort of scenario. He's on the cross. I've made a few jokes like that. Like I one spicy joke I made a while ago was like saying Jesus, he died on the cross because he forgot the safe word. Then there was an occasion I got tagged in the video. It was a guy sort of throwing daggers at like a target, but the camera was sort of on the target. So I did like a split screen duet, like I was Jesus actually on the cross, receiving the daggers in the hands, and I was shouting random words like chocolate, rabbits, ow, eggs. Oh, that's an idea. I can't remember what the safe word was and coming up with Easter instead.
This is so good.
I have no idea how I still got on a platform at this point.
Well, people obviously enjoy it.
Oh, they do.
You know what I mean?
It also pisses off so many people. Like I've had like plenty of like I've of course several outrages, but I think I had one video that actually caused 2 outrages. Interestingly enough, so there was a weird trend on the Christian side of TikTok where like Christians were sort of kneeling down and praying. And then this flashy filter would come on the screen, which should have had a flash warning, but it sort of like had like this reveal of Jesus, like he was watching over them, like secretly, essentially. There was some like, okay, interesting videos in that, but there was one video in particular of a cop who kneeled in front of his police car, sort of arms outstretched, head down, and then the flashy filter comes on, and it's like Jesus, like putting his hands on his shoulders to sort of console him or something. There were 2 issues with this video. Neither, I believe, was intentional in the slightest. The first one, which I think was the main reason he turned off his comments, was because the picture he'd used of Jesus was actually a troll photo of Charles Manson.
Whoops. Right. Oh, dear.
So essentially, there's like a troll picture of like Jesus putting his arm on Trump, and it's actually Charles Manson's face. That was the photo he'd used. I don't think he had any idea who it was supposed to be. The second issue was the way he kind of positioned himself with Jesus, because it looked like he was giving him a blowjob. So what I did in my video was I stitched this to cut halfway through as Jesus, just pretend I was pulling up my zipper with the sound effect, and just say, what? Yeah. But as I was saying, this caused 2 outrages. One, because people thought that I was calling Jesus gay.
Oh, yeah.
But then the second outrage was because a few months after I posted this video, the cop in that video, he actually passed away. He was involved in a car accident.
Oh shit.
Yeah. But the thing was, obviously I didn't know that was going to happen. But on the news report, they used his video to say, you may recognize a cop from this video. He passed away, he was killed in a car crash, essentially. So then when people are seeing my video, they're seeing his bit first, then they're seeing my stitch of that video. They don't even look at the date. They just think that I'm making fun of a dead cop. Yeah. And like, on one hand, it's like, do I just take the video down out of respect? But then it's like, well, you know, there's nothing really insulting to him about what I'm doing. Like, even if I was going to call him gay, which I'm not, that's not an insult. But the thing was, in a way, I almost needed that video up because that was my evidence that I'd post that video like ages ago. Like, no, I didn't post it to make fun of a dead cop. It was already up there in the first place. But I think TikTok secretly took that down. The video had already gone down before for the first outrage, but I'd requested a review and it went up. They accepted it didn't violate the guidelines. But then one day, suddenly all the notifications on that video stopped. I looked and it was completely gone. No notification of it being removed, nothing. It was just gone.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's so
I can only assume a moderator got involved personally and did that, but that video got 25 million views and it was largely angry people.
Wow. Do you find it's mostly American?
Yes.
People? Yeah, because they're a very religious country.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because, like, most of the hate what I get is them. But, like, of the top countries that follow my content, America's the top one. UK is only 5th, I think, or 4th. Yeah, no, either 5th or 4th. only 6% of my followers are from the UK. Who would you think was second place to America if it's not the UK?
I would say either Australia or Canada.
Neither of those are actually in the top 5. Second place is actually the Philippines. It's a random country from the first thought there. But when you think about the fact that they are about 86% Roman Catholic and they are one of the largest English-speaking nations in the world. So for a Jesus content guy, that makes a lot more sense. But it's interesting how I never get them angry at my content.
That's nuts.
So it's interesting how they can be perfectly fine with what I do, but it's largely the Americans that get angry. But at the same time, largely my followers are religious. They constantly say, like, I'm religious and I find this funny because they recognize that, I'm making jokes like about Jesus and God, but my content is not there to ridicule anybody for what they believe in. Like, if I'm asked, I'll give my opinion. I'll say, I'm an atheist. Here's why. If you'll challenge my belief on that, I'm happy to give a response. But it's not there to disprove the idea of a god. It's not there to take away anyone's belief because I've got my reasons why I could waffle on about that for ages, but I don't have a reason or a right to try and take that away from people, and I'm not there to like make people sound stupid for believing in a god because I'm an atheist. I don't believe that there is a god, but that doesn't mean that I can say that there isn't one. I can't prove that, so each to their own.
And your content isn't mean-spirited in the slightest. It's a laugh. It's light-hearted. Like that Jesus take the wheel video. I must have laughed for at least 10 minutes over that. Like it's fucking brilliant. There's nothing mean with that.
No, it's like ooh, but
and plus, if only Jesus wore those red shades.
Taking the wheel. I've done some old ones like that before. Like Jesus take the wheel, not that one. Have you seen? There's that advert, that anti-speeding advert. I think it's an Irish one. There's a guy speeding, and there's children playing in the park next door, and the guy crashes his car, and it flips and rolls over the wall, about to like run over the kids. Essentially, like it's like a very horrifyingly dramatic video, like anti-speeding one. I basically took that one, but I just had the whole thing like, Jesus, take the wheel. Like you got it. No, not that one. Off the road and hitting the kids. But I mean, I didn't show it hitting the kids. It was implied that it was going to. That's a kind of a risky one, but it's the idea of Jesus taking the wrong wheel is kind of an old one in general, so it's nothing new.
And again, it's not you go, Jesus is an idiot. It's a bit of fun.
No, like literally, yeah.
And plus, if only Jesus, if he existed, wore those funky red shades. Because come on.
I got them here. Oh, I do actually, yeah.
They're amazing.
You can see the string and lots of things there.
I love those guys. So like but we were obviously we were just discussing then a lot of backlash online because of this character. Have you had any backlash in person, whether it be when you're dressed up or even just in the streets, people that recognise you?
I don't think so. No, I've had some negative feedback from people who I do know in person, and I've yet to see in person since. I had one guy who, for quite some time, was a good friend of mine, and for a while he was very sort of pro-LGBT, saying, "Oh, Jesus didn't hate LGBT, whatever." But apparently he started hanging around with some very conservative American kind of Christians, and he started getting very, very downhill, very toxic with some of his beliefs there. And yeah, that would be a long story as it is, but no, I haven't seen him since. I hope I don't, because he seems a very unpleasant person now, what he's become. So, but no, I mean, like I said earlier, I thought I was going to get punched for dressing like that in London. I've had no such thing. I went to Florida last year, and I thought I was going to get shot. But no, I had no negative comments there. I had people who loved it. So maybe it'd be different if I went to the South. But
yeah.
Let's not do that. But no, I mean, Florida, I've been fine. London, I've been fine. So no, it's always online. It's rarely from English anyway. So
it's interesting. But it's amazing how much coverage you've had doing this character, and I can imagine it's given you so many amazing memories and moments, whether it be on TikTok or reactions you get at concerts. Do you have any standout moments to you from doing this?
Well, earlier this year there was a music video released I was actually in. Do you know Fire Funds?
I've never heard of him before, but I
saw
saw it on your
German folk metal band. The vocalist is also from D'Artagnan as well. So yeah, I was in the music video for Berserker Mode. Essentially, we actually filmed in that in October, and it got released August, I think it was. Essentially, I got to be Jesus in this like Viking village for all these like Viking bodybuilders pumping it, and they try and train Jesus to become as buff as them. And there's an ending joke where there's a CrossFit joke, which they didn't actually tell me what this joke was. They just told me that there was a CrossFit joke. Didn't tell me what it was until I was there filming. But they literally got me on a cross that they sort of converted into a weight machine with a pulley system.
That is amazing.
I literally I told them, like, you're going to get some backlash for this, don't you? It's like, oh yeah, we know. But honestly, that was an amazing experience. Literally going abroad for a music video. That was in Germany. We filmed that. Otherwise, a few weeks ago, I was in Norway for a convention. I was invited as a guest for, but I think music video was cooler.
Yes.
I'm very proud of that result, but yeah, I just kind of wish like the algorithm on TikTok went really downhill for a lot of creators a while ago. So I kind of wish I could have promoted that video a lot more than it actually did. But hey ho, I did joke actually as well. Well, I was slapping myself for forgetting to do this, not considering it, but people were saying like, did you sing "Always Look on the Bright Side of Life" while you were on that cross? I was like, I did not. Fuck. I did piss about. There's a video of me sort of dancing on the things like just pulling the rocks and that, because there were like boulders on the edge of these like ropes I was sort of pulling. But I took that video, just sort of me pissing around behind the scenes, and I dubbed it with "Always Look on the Bright Side of Life." That video did well, which is ironic because it was like the one video that I wasn't strictly trying to promote the video, and it blew up.
Typical. How did that come about, though? Did you just randomly get an email like, "Wait, they want me to do what now?"
Yeah. I mean, so I was following the band D'Artagnan originally. They did a video, C'est la vie. I kind of did a duet, like I was extending the music video. Is it folk metal kind of thing? People were joking about it being like flute metal because there was like sort of flute solo, I think, halfway through. And I jumped in like some like duet split screen thing, and they saw the video. It did quite well. They actually followed me back. I didn't say a thing to them like at all. Neither of us did. But then I found the other band, Feuerschwanz. They did a cover of I keep forgetting how to pronounce the song. You know, Maya he, Maya ho. Yeah. They did a cover of that, a German folk metal cover of this Venezuelan song. It's fucking amazing.
It's great.
And I went to look at the channel, and I noticed they were already following me. And I noticed it had the same vocalist as the other band. So I followed them back, and I looked on Instagram, seeing at both pages, seeing if maybe there was some UK tour dates, perhaps. There aren't, because of Brexit, essentially. But I found the vocalist was following Ben. He was following me like on his personal Instagram account, verified and all. So I just followed him back. On that day, he just, like, a couple of hours later, literally messaged me asking if I'd like to be in a music video.
Incredible.
It was just so out of the blue. But I was like, is it like, yeah? Like, I was like, I hadn't been abroad all that much. So I was very limited. So I had about maybe 2 days of annual leave left. But we made it work. I went there for, what'd I do? I was only there for like 2 days, essentially, like 2 or 3 nights, maybe. I think, yeah.
That's awesome.
Hell of an experience.
It's amazing just to think, one day you're like, yeah, all right, I'll dress up as Jesus on TikTok. I'll give in to some peer pressure. The next thing you know, you're in a music video doing weights. Like, that's amazing.
Literally, if I could go back like 5 years from now, say, yeah, you're going to be in a music video for this band. Literally, I had, it was Napalm Records that were asking me promote the video a little bit there. So literally, if I could go back to like 5 years ago and tell myself I was going to do that, I'd no. Like the amount I've done with it. Literally, like recently, I had Wizards of the Coast have me promote their new D&D campaign, which was pretty damn cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
it's amazing. But just we're going back then, saying like we're talking about some of the nasty side of reactions you've got because of doing this character. Has there been any moments where you sort of wanted to stop Well, for whatever reasons, maybe because he's sick of that, or maybe frustration. You're like, I could do more than Jesus, like.
It's not that I want to stop doing it as such. It's the fact that I wish I could get the same sort of like in popularity in doing other costumes. But like TikTok is a weird platform as it is. Like you kind of have to have the algorithm on your side, like while it lasts. But as soon as you start going off what your usual stuff is, that tends to not do very well. So I've done costumes in my pirate gear. I've done costumes in other other cosplayers. I did I did a collaboration recently with a friend, and we did 2 or 3 different costumes, like different dozens of videos. None of them are doing particularly well at the moment. It's okay because it was just a bit of fun, but for 8 million followers, right? So 1% of that would be 80,000. I'm having a lot of videos like that get about 20,000 or less. So it's quite disappointing when you have a platform that size and you're posting content like peak hours and everything, and you're still not even hitting 1% of that audience. Because the algorithm is just really strange at the moment. It's not just for me, it's for a lot of creators at the moment. They're just kind of, no one's getting seen. It's different, it's just the viral videos now that's actually getting all the attention, which is a bit annoying because their own guidelines state that unoriginal content, like stuff that's just written from other platforms, will not reach the For You page, and yet that's all we're seeing on the For You page at the moment. There's no creators there anymore. It's just stolen content. Like people are literally just nicking scenes from movies and TV shows and getting tens, hundreds of thousands of likes on the videos, and that's not supposed to be happening.
Ooh,
but
nice.
There's no attempt to fix it because people are still using the platform anyway.
Yeah.
So TikTok getting into no trouble for it, so they ain't gonna lift a finger.
It's very weird.
Oh, well.
I've never understood how these things work. You'd think the people that have the most followers would clearly be the people that get seen.
Apparently not. I mean, I think they actually said a while ago that your followers would no longer have an impact on your views. And we're just thinking, well, then what's the point in having followers? What's the point in following accounts if you're still deciding what content I'm actually seeing anyway?
I've noticed if I follow someone on TikTok, I see their videos less in my For You page.
So if I follow somebody, maybe someone new, I'll get a bunch of their videos for a while, but then after a day or two, nothing.
Yeah. So unless I go on that bit.
See them. I might see them if I go on the following page, perhaps. But otherwise, I have to search them up to see if they still exist. And I still get people saying oh my God, you're back. I haven't seen you since 2020. It's I've been posting almost daily since.
It's weird.
It's where have you been? I've been here. I didn't go anywhere.
It's weird.
Not only have you dabbled in Jesus, you're now dabbling in the devil as well.
Yeah.
So what made you want to make that transition to do both?
It started as a joke. It was never meant to be an ongoing thing. Literally, I had this guy make a video about me. He's a very, very toxic Christian. I just think he sets a really poor example. And I wasn't going to pay much attention to him because he's one of those ones you want to argue back, but at the same time he spews just mountains of shit. And it's I have not got the time of day for this. But he made a video about me, so I made a joking video of something he said. Saying about have you understood the point of Noah's Ark? This and that. It waffled on. So I made this joking video, God talking to the survivors, Noah, and that. Oh, I'm so sorry, I drowned everybody. I pinky promise never to do it again. Look, here's a rainbow to promise you I will definitely not do it again. That was the joke, and he made some lengthy video waffling on about me as a creator, my content and stuff. You know what? All right, fine. I'll give you a proper response. And but the ending of his video, he said, usually I'd say go in peace, but for you, I say get behind me, Satan. So the phrasing is the issue here, which is kind of a thing with conservative Christians at this point. But I just slapped on my my smoking gown, put some old Halloween horns on. I was like, oh, come now, behave. It's because it sounds like he's asked me to get behind him or something else. I was about to say oh, behave. And I just did this one video. And I actually, I think I did 2 maybe. But no, I had that girl who made that fan art. She just saw that video and she absolutely loved it. So she spent all night on that bit of fan art.
Legend.
And so I've made a few more videos since. I'll consider maybe giving it a break to then reprise later on. But it's now Halloween month now, so I'm doing that, and I partially do it as well because it pisses off like some dumb people. Like there's not a lot to it. It's just me in a red gown with horns. I've still got the long hair and everything. And some people can't differentiate Jesus from the devil in this case. They think that I'm just slapping devil horns on Jesus. Like, no, it's literally the devil. Like,
oh my days.
It's funny. Like they keep saying you're not Jesus, but they can't differentiate me as a person from Jesus. Like, which way is it? You can't have it both ways. Like, either I'm naturally Jesus in your eyes or I'm not. But no, I've done a few videos like that. I've pissed about here and there, and yeah, I'll happily do some more. But yeah, it was just a joke. People took a liking to it a lot more than I thought. It allowed for like a sort of new dynamic of content, because when I do Jesus, I can be more serious. I can be chaotic with the glasses, a baseball bat, or something for the hell of it. But that almost allows me to be a bit. How do I describe that? A bit
like
spicy,
ruder,
I guess, in
yeah.
some way. But yeah, in at least what's appropriate on TikTok levels, at least. But
Yeah.
Well, if you start
I-
Jesus OnlyFans, they'll go mental.
I have joked about this so many times. Like, so my Discord server is called the Holy Fans.
What's up?
I've joked about this not on TikTok because they're very sensitive over the words alone of like OnlyFans. But I've said like imagine I actually did do like an OnlyFans Jesus themed, and my intro video would be like hi there, welcome to Bible Studies After Dark. I'm Jesus Christ, and this is my penis. Episode 2, Jesus gets nailed by 5 Romans. Episode 3, Joseph watches wife get fucked.
Joseph the cuck.
That would be pushing it even for my own followers though. Like,
there's so much good stuff.
Yeah.
There. It's a shame. There's so much good stuff that you could really do with that, but people will just lose their shit.
yeah, especially because like TikTok are very sensitive with the spicy sort of content, like that kind of spicy. So I'd rather not dabble with them. Maybe I could put it to YouTube for a laugh, but I would not put that on TikTok because I've lost my account 10 times and I've had it restored 10 times. But at the moment, I don't know if I would get my account back if I lost it again, because I haven't got the same emails that I used to essentially. And yeah,
have you backed up all the videos or no?
Most of them are backed up. Yeah. So
okay, good.
But a lot of them are all old and that anyway. So they're all old trends that just wouldn't do anything like these days anyway. So
okay,
they're mostly saved anyway, but still.
Yeah.
So do you have like a TikTok community? Because obviously I had the pleasure of meeting you at Bloodstock Festival with TikTok Mario and Mally Malpass. So I believe it was TikTok Mario.
And Lord K was there as well. I don't know if he was there when we met.
No, it was just 3 of you.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So like, do you have like a community sort of thing?
I do have a Discord server I mentioned, where some of my followers can sort of like they can come in there. I'm in there. Like, you can make friends. You can keep up with my content here and there. Otherwise, I suppose it's just regular viewers on TikTok, if anything.
I mean like other content creators. Do you like hang out with each other and chat?
Not as much as like we used to. Like I was actually saying just recently, we had this trend a couple of years back. I think it was like 2020. It was the walk in on me naked challenge. So what this actually was for anybody who doesn't know. So like the idea was like a picture of you. And so it's like, how would you react if you walked in on me naked? And a bunch of like, what we actually did was we actually like reached out to a bunch of other creators saying, could you make a short, like 5 or 6 second video in your TikTok personality character to how would your character, how would you react if you walked in on me in the bathroom and I was naked? People were getting dozens of creators, just this ongoing compilation of content creators reacting in some funny ways to like walking on people naked. I got people doing it for me. I did it for a bunch of other people, and this actually felt like such an actual community online that we actually had. And if somebody was like sort of reposting on this day so and so, and I was just saying, oh, I said on that video, I honestly miss this trend because I haven't felt that sort of like community with creators in a long time. There are still friends I can go and see. There's people I know in person, and some people I'm going to go see next year. I saw last year in Florida. Got to meet a MegaCon in Florida as well. But it really is a case of who you know, really. There isn't much of a creators community as much as there used to be. But
Okay.
there's mutuals. There's people I'm quite proud to be mutuals with that I can contact if I want. But no, I wouldn't say I'm part of any community at the moment as such.
It's amazing to consider because this is one thing I always take from TikTok. Like, a lot of people go, oh, it's a kids app. Oh, what a load of rubbish. Just children dancing. That's all it is. But it's not. I've noticed that TikTok has given a platform. It's given people a voice. And there is that community there. Like, whether it be the creators or fans in the comments and stuff like that. And it's people finding like-minded people. Like you were saying, how people have come to you and gone, you helped me come out to my parents. Like, because those people gravitate to. There's that community there, and it's absolutely amazing. And I believe it's a lot more important than people give it credit for. And on top of the platform to let creative type show off their arts and skills and whatnot, then people might not have been able to do that in the past.
No,
like the amount of talented musicians.
Like TikTok. We've had like Instagram, we've had YouTube, but TikTok, I would say it does get worse and worse, but it has been something amazing for people. It gives a lot of opportunities. Like, although I would say it is a platform, it helps you get discovered. But if you're going to be a creator, don't rely on it as the sole app because it will not last forever. There are people who try to basically ditch their full-time job and go TikTok full-time, and I don't even know how you can do that. I'm 8 million followers, and I'm still working a near minimum wage job. Like, I have never been at a point where TikTok could basically like pay for my living. Like, I used to get an average of about 10 million views in a month. On the Creator Fund, that would get me about £170 in a month, which is nice to have on the side, but it's not going to pay your bills.
Yeah.
So I don't get what people are doing to think that they're going to do TikTok full time. Like, how? But no, it has given a lot of opportunities. It's given, without TikTok, I wouldn't be anywhere near where I am now. And a lot of creators have the same thing. A lot of like famous like musicians as well have had the same thing. I sent something recently. There was, what was that song? A, B, C, D, E, F, U. I saw something a while ago where somebody like basically managed to crack how that song actually blew up, because it started off as a successful TikTok video that they actually got a deal with and put it into a full song that went in the charts and that. Apparently, it started off with a comment saying, could you make a song about this? And somebody actually looked at the account it came from, tracked the address, like the email address, linked addresses, and found out it was her own personal manager that had put that comment on the video. So she made a staged, basically a planned video for that comment, and it came across this natural thing and it blew up, and she gets that deal. It's, say what you want about that tactic, it works.
Yeah.
And it's done very well for her. Yeah, you can call it manipulating the system, but you wouldn't get that on Instagram or Facebook. It just wouldn't work like that. TikTok is the platform that everyone's gone to for that sort of thing. That's why it's got over 1 billion users on it right now. Okay, yeah, maybe most of them are bot accounts, but or duplicate accounts, because everyone was panicking of losing their account in the first place. But it's still, they have millions of active users, millions of active posters posting content and that. And yeah, it has given a lot of opportunities to people like myself.
I think Sam Ryder is another amazing example of what TikTok can do. The dude went from singing in his living room to being on Eurovision. Like, it's nuts.
Sure I know him, actually. There is the Postman who did the shanty as well.
Yes, that one as well.
Well, man, yeah, like that's done very well for him. He got a record deal from that.
Like, it's crazy. Like, one of our earliest interviews was with Call Me Chris, when she was doing like duck videos and stuff like that. And now, like, she's in Nickelback videos. Like,
yeah.
Like, it's crazy what that app has done for some people. absolutely bonkers.
Yeah.
But the one thing I really respect about you, we touched on it earlier, is you use your platform to stand up for groups like the LGBTQ community. I tripped over my own words there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you're an ally for those groups, especially someone who has a lot of people viewing your content. Is using your platform to express those views something you wanted to do originally, or did it just sort of happen?
It just kind of happened. I mean, I'll tell you what, one thing that really started it a lot was that, so it was those sort of years when like everyone was putting the pride flag in the profile picture for Pride Month, as we all did. I did that, same as everybody else. But then when it came to the end of Pride Month, I just noticed how like everyone was like immediately taking it down. Like the second it wasn't Pride Month anymore, businesses, creators everywhere. I just kind of thought, I'm not in a rush. I can leave it there a day or two. And I had a shitload of people sort of like commenting, say, like very angry, like Republican, going, "Oh, it's not Pride Month anymore. Take it down." I was like, why? And eventually I actually got to that point where I just said, you know what? The more you guys complain about that profile picture, the longer it's going to stay there. And that was about 3 years ago I did that. It's still, I haven't taken that pride flag down. Yeah, I've changed the profile picture, but it's had a pride flag in it since. Because I've just said, like, the more you guys complain, the longer it's staying there. And it's just a thing now. Yeah. So that was one thing that started it off. But yeah, I did make content around that. So sorry, trying to have a bit there.
The tankard. There it is.
Grog.
Not quite. But no, yeah, so that was one thing I started off by doing. Then I started doing more individual content about it. And I slowed down about it because, like I mentioned, I thought I was going to come across as using LGBT for that. Because for a while I was saying I'm an ally, but I'm not necessarily a part of it. Because it took me a while to really sort of come to like terms like saying, okay, maybe I am asexual. And then I came out about it this year, essentially, basically just, accepting the label pretty much. So now I get to basically say, I support it and I'm a part of it. So,
but like I was saying before, that helps so many people that come across you, even before you came out as asexual. Just been like, this guy's an ally. I can enjoy this guy's content and not worry about being judged or demeaned or anything like that, and I can be valued as a person. And it's so important. And most and especially at the minute, that is important. Like, I know we mentioned at the start, and I was going to try not to say anything, but when we've got our Prime Minister making heartless, pathetic, immature fucking comments about the trans community in front of the world, and you're taking time out of your day to go, right, Mr. Sunak, let me tell you why you're wrong. Like,
yeah, I mean, my response was more about what other people were saying. Like, I was looking at the comments of like that video, and I just couldn't help but notice, like, it's the same sort of people, right? They're always on about, not all men, all defensive, men are not like that. Why are they so quick to call trans women rapists? Because when they say, they're just men in dresses, okay, so why is your first thought rapist? I thought it was not all men. Why? It's really, it's kind of like when you get some guys with the same sort of thing, not all men, until they get a daughter and they start dating. It's one of those, really, but it's just really interesting to see how quick people will, the moment they even think of the idea of a trans woman being in the presence of other women, suddenly their first thought is protect women. Well, where was that when it came to actual men who were putting women at risk? Not a whisper. Yep. But as soon as it's trans women, it's just sad. It's just, yeah. No matter how long they've been in government, wrecking the country, all it takes is some negative comments like that, and suddenly it's like, I agree with him. He's a politician. He's there for implementing policies. He's there to run the country. If that's what's won you over, I don't know how to help you with that one. I genuinely don't know what to say to that. So
it's absolutely bonkers. And when
I think they know it as well. They know exactly what they're doing. So,
and when you see a video come out of Theresa May from a couple of years ago saying we need to support the trans community,
I saw that exact same video. Like, I didn't like it when she was in office, but these days I'm really starting to think, where was this Theresa May?
Yeah, it's like, hold on, this is weird. Why we all go rooting for Theresa May again? This is odd. But
have you seen the one, like, quick one? Have you seen the one where, like, when Boris Johnson and all that they broke the lockdown rules?
Yes.
She stood up in Parliament and basically said that's what he said, which means either the Prime Minister didn't understand the rules, thought the rules didn't apply to them, or didn't know what the rules were. Which was it? And just sat back down, and the room just roared. I think, yeah, where was this, Theresa May, when you were actually running the country? Just, I don't know. Politics for you.
Yeah, I try to avoid all politics, but when I saw that one video, I was just like, you piece of shit.
Yeah, I've tried not to just ramble on the same thing everyone else has said. I think I took a bit of a new take on that one for give an interesting different talking point I've not seen people make.
Yeah, no,
it's like you can use the platform to make the same points, or maybe you can try and use the platform to make a new talking point to actually get people talking. Because, like I said, you never quite, when you go to a platform that size, there are people that are going to take the things that you say quite seriously, and they might take my word better than an actual expert. And I think I mentioned earlier when I had to be very careful with things I said. Like, so I had a video a while ago. There was a mutual of mine who. When you got the captions in TikTok, sometimes it does it automatically. Some guy, basically, he's a mutual of mine, and every time he said the word Jesus, he replaced it with Scotty Wartooth. But when he said Scotty Wartooth, he switched it with Jesus in the captions. Okay, funny little joke there. But at the time, the people were tagging me in this, and I thought, actually, that's a kind of funny idea. Wouldn't it be funny if we started doing that? But I was very quickly corrected when I posted that, saying, please don't encourage that. Some of us genuinely need the captions because we're hard of hearing. And I just immediately thought, shit, that's a good point. Because if my video of that gets out, then it's not just the potential that, yeah, you could switch around the Jesus things, but other people might pick up on that and think, oh, what if we start changing it to this? Because, yeah, you can change the captions to whatever you want, but they are actually there for a reason. So I was very quickly like, point out about that. So I took the video, I stitched it basically to say, you might have seen this video where I said this, please don't do that because this. Then I deleted the original. I left that one up there with the stitch and just said, here's where I went wrong, here's why it's wrong, please don't do that. I apologize for making that mistake. Best I could do in that situation. Because it hasn't gone anywhere, but I didn't know that it wouldn't at the time. So that is why you got to be careful, and that's just captions on a video. It's amazing how badly misinformation can spread.
Yeah, it is, and it's shocking how much people believe the things they hear on the internet as well.
Yeah, so, even if they're well intended as well. Like, I mean, you get some really horrible misinformation. But one, like, for example, as Jesus stuff, I tend to like try and educate a little bit about. One bit of misinformation some people say is, oh, did you know that the white depiction of Jesus is based on a gay lover? No, it isn't. It's been trending around on the internet like for quite some time now. It circulates around, but there's multiple stories of this. One is the idea that this is based on Leonardo da Vinci's boyfriend, Cesare Borgia, who some people might know from the Assassin's Creed video game. But there's actually no data to back that up. There's nothing to suggest that ever happened. The only thing we can trace that back to is a book from Alexandre Dumas, the French fiction writer who wrote The Three Musketeers, The Count of Monte Cristo, that sort of thing. But he's not a historian. Beyond that, we have absolutely nothing to suggest that ever actually happened. We don't even know Leonardo's sexuality. But people see those videos. They see a big content creator saying, I just found out that the white depiction of Jesus is based on a gay lover for Cesare Borgia. And those videos blow up all the time. But I have tried to correct that mistake like half a dozen times. It goes right under the radar because the misinformation is often more interesting to people than the actual truth. So this is something I've tried to inform people of, but it's not getting the traction because it's not what people want to hear, even if it's the truth. Like I thought it was true once upon a time until in the middle of an argument, I tried to find a link sort of evidence to prove it. And I found out in that there's 5 minutes of Googling it that I was talking complete bollocks. There's literally no evidence. So
it's one of those, isn't it? Ah, that's entertaining. You must be true.
Yeah, it's like it'd be nice to like have the sort of views that people get for that, but I don't want to have views on misinformation.
No.
Like, if I'd rather put the truth out there, even if it's not going to get me the views. So,
No, fair play.
Absolutely. But looking at the future, do you have any goals, things you'd like to achieve using your platform, whether it be content that you want to make or a way of using the platform to elevate yourself, or are you just happy plodding along being the Messiah?
so I'm happy to like doing what I do on TikTok, but I would like to be able to do content creation like for a living in general. So I try and do Twitch streaming on the side. But I really should have tried to draw more followers over to there before the algorithms kind of went down the drain for people. Because I still work full time, but it's like as I mentioned earlier, it's basically minimum wage.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'd be nice to be able to do like more content creation, actually do that for a living, because at least I could then enjoy what I do. I could do that in multiple ways. Like I could do like gaming. I could actually have more of a community I can actively engage in, which I like doing anyway. But I have to do that on the side, like where I can fit it in, essentially. So yeah, I'd like to be able to do that more. I'd like to be able to do more TikTok content. I'd like to like collaborate with more creators and people in general, worldwide, maybe if I could. It'd be amazing. But yeah, it's finding the time to explore to other platforms. I like to try YouTube, but I just haven't got the time to make proper lengthy YouTube content for that. So yeah. Essentially, I guess
will
just
is a way.
expand. Yeah. I there's no specific goal in mind for that, because you don't know where content creation is going to take you. Like no one like would have thought like OnlyFans was going to go to where it is, but it's been a massive help for people. But one day that concept is going to change into something maybe similar, but very different. And we're not going to be able to predict that. Like we have things that we have things that we're drawn to and things that we like in a platform when it tries something new, when it works, but we don't know what that's going to be. So expand, I guess, is my main goal, but where that can go, I guess we'll have to see. New management
Exciting
at the moment,
times.
so we'll see what she can get.
Yeah.
So, like Tom said there, where there's a will, there's a way. And
Oh yeah.
you know, you've got that following there, and that is the first step to have the people there. So you'll get there, my friend, no doubt. But before we start wrapping up, we do need to mention this Twitch channel of yours. What sort of things are you doing on Twitch?
So I mostly just stream games, like variety stream essentially. So I'll stream whatever I like, really. Like I don't just stream games because Call of Duty or Fortnite just because it's popular. I stream what I like doing because it's my personality that people like. It's what's drawn them to me in the first place. So I do whatever I like to play. It's been Baldur's Gate 3 lately. But I played the Resident Evil 4 DLC lately as well. I really enjoyed that. It was my childhood sort of game, that thing. So the remake was just I fucking love it. But
I've yet to play it.
It's really good. Like if you like the originals, it's very good. It keeps it fresh but familiar as well. There are points where you'll think you know exactly what's coming up, but something else will come up instead to kind of throw you off a little bit. I won't spoil anything for it, but you'll get exactly what I mean. There are elements you're going to recognize, but it's not going to play out exactly the way you remember. It keeps it fresh, but it's familiar. So storyline's basically the same, pretty much, with some expansions here and there. But yeah, it's very worthy successor. Like, very worthy remake. But yeah, but no, I was saying I would like as well to do more sort of talking sort of streams on there as well. I got in a bit of a drunk stream I was talking about maybe having some sort of LGBT sort of guests on, sort of just chat LGBT in general, their experiences, how they've come to where they are, like advice for people in the chat maybe, because you know the little talk shows like that can be very helpful for people. So if I can use my platform for that, great. Yeah, it could be new, it could be fun actually. Maybe make a habit of doing it.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
I've yet to indulge in the world of Twitch. I've heard very good things about communities and the people have had on Twitch, but I've yet to indulge. I feel like I need to actually like try it at some point.
Yeah, I mean it's very hard to grow on Twitch if you haven't got a following elsewhere to draw to it. But what I like about Twitch, I have far less followers and viewers on there than on TikTok. But it's a consistent community on there, if anything. There are consistent viewers. I'll recognize the names on there. So-and-so, welcome back. I can have a bit of fun on there. We can have some games. Like they can be very generous, like gifting subs, bitties, like money essentially. But on TikTok, it's so random. you could have some familiar like viewers in there, but you're mostly going to get complete random people. And like, my main difference, for example, Twitch, I can have conversations with people in the chat. I can talk, they can keep me going, and I can sort of get to know my viewers better. TikTok, I have to ask the exact same 5 questions every 5 seconds. So, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite movie? Where are you from? Do you speak this language? Do you speak? It's saying like 5 questions all the time, and I have to pretend that I haven't answered the question like 1,000 times before, because if you just hop in someone's live stream, you just ask a question, then they just like snap at you. It's like, I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
But it does get annoying. It's like, I literally just answered that question. Yeah, that's the difference there. TikTok is random. Twitch, when you get the followers coming in, if they like what you do, they'll be consistent. And so it might be less viewers, but it's consistency essentially, and that's actually quite nice. So,
Hello. Before we start wrapping up, Mr. Stevens, do you have any more questions for our wonderful guest?
I do. What is your favourite colour?
I don't have one actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
I don't know. It's like I can't pick one. It's like, what's your favorite song? I don't have one. What's your favorite band? I had to narrow it down to like 5, like whatever.
Yeah, it's so difficult. When people always go, if you go listen to one song in the world forever, what would it be? I don't know, because there's so
I get
many.
sick of it. Like if I had to listen to one song, I can't even pick one as it is. It's like, fuck it. If it's one song, let's go Killer Clowns from Outer Space or something.
What I actually wanted to ask was, did you ever think when you first got pushed into being Jesus at Comic-Cons and then obviously online, did you ever think this was ever going to happen?
Absolutely not. I thought it was going to be a one-time thing. Just get it out of the way. Here's a cheap costume. Let's just get it over and done with and just sort of move on. Danny Filth actually had a lot of fun in general with the costume. Thought, all right, I'll do it every now and then. Became a bit of a almost like a celebrity at Comic-Con as it is. Then you go on TikTok and now it's like, yeah, every like 5 seconds I'm getting stopped by people for photos and stuff now. It's, yeah, I know that didn't, at no point did I think that was going to happen. Like, I thought it was going to be a one-time thing, get it over with, just do some regular cosplay. And next thing you know, that's all I'm known for doing.
Yeah. It's great, though.
I just love the fact before we came into this, I nowhere in my mind thought that all this would be down to Danny Filth.
Yeah, literally.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Before we let you get out of here, my friend, any plug social media's websites? Where do we want to direct people?
So I keep the same username, Scotty Wartooth, on everything I'm on, but it will be mainly TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram, if anything. But I do have occasional bits on the side. I've got a Cameo. I've got a Discord server, the Holy Fans. If anybody fancies joining the Holy Fans, but yeah, it's Scotty Wartooth on. Yeah, if you can't find me under Scotty Wartooth, I'm not on it, on whatever platform it is. Like, I haven't got a Facebook page for it, but TikTok, Instagram, and Twitch be the main ones to go to. So there is YouTube, but it's mostly just shorts. So I'll work on that in future, I hope.
Dude, thank you so much. We really appreciate you coming on the show. It was great to chat to you.
That's all right. Thanks for having me on.
As well. No, not at all, man. Thank you very much. Cheers,
Thank you so much, Scott.
Take it easy. See you later, buddy. Bye-bye.
What a wonderful conversation. And it feels so weird to keep saying TikTok Jesus. Like, the fact that's a thing is just wonderful.
I love that. It's the gift that keeps on giving as well. The amount of stuff that you could do with that character is absolutely phenomenal. And he portrays it beautifully. And I love how it was all down to peer pressure.
Yeah.
But Scotty, thank you so much for taking the time out of your insanely busy schedule to sit and chat to us. We absolutely loved it. Hopefully we can do it again sometime in the future. And hopefully we'll see you at another festival down the line. But most importantly, I hope that you all enjoyed listening to it as we did recording it. So transition time, Jamie. You ready for transition time?
Come on then.
Have you ever thought about having a finger in your ass?
What, right now, or just?
Well, no. Obviously not.
Let's carry on this show.
What I mean is, like, obviously, you get into. You see a lot of like men should get their prostate checked and all sorts of it. It's just going back to a conversation with Ethan Lawrence in regards to men's health. Like, and we're talking about breasts and chests and, or, you know, about breast cancer and stuff. So I was like, guys, you should check yours too. You know, that sort of thing.
Yes.
And it got me thinking, it's like, there's a couple of people now that have gone, you know, Tom, you're hitting that age now. You're starting to get to that age point where it's like, maybe you should get your prostate checked. And then it's like, it's that really weird thing of like men going, oh, I don't want a finger in my bum. It's, you know, people don't do that unless you're part of the homosexual, you know, but no. It's do you know what I mean? Exactly. That stigma around it already. Straight away is like, I don't want a doctor's finger in my bum. Thank you.
No, I could, but it's one of those. If you want to do that, I don't care about it. I'm not talking about the sexual side of it. But they all say, like, when you're in the shower, have a little feel, check your testicles, stuff like that. But like, should we be shoving a finger up there and just double checking? Should we be doing that as well? Like, is that
No. I don't think that's what they mean.
And at the same time, when have I gone to the doctors and they've thought, while we're here, doc, put on a pair of gloves, mate. Just have a quick check for us, yeah.
It makes. I remember there's a conversation. I know this is a very serious start. I'm really sorry. But I was on a bus back in like 2017, 18 time, and I overheard this conversation with two guys, and he was like, "Oh, I actually had prostate cancer." And he's like, luckily, I just happened to go, because I was really nervous. I put it off for ages, but I thought, no, actually, I'm going to go get myself checked out. He's like, obviously, it's a bit strange, but it actually saved my life. And I think about that so much. I think about that, and then obviously see the adverts, and then a couple of people that have gone, you know, should probably have that checked out. So I don't know. It's just I just want to bring it up. You know, I didn't want to make a joke out of it. I wanted to make the start sound a bit like what. And then lead into the conversation. Do you know what I mean? So
I think it's a very valid point. I think it's something we need to think about more. But like I'm saying, it's one of those ones. Like they say when you talk about, you know, they all say when you have a shower, check your balls and whatnot. How regularly should you go get that checked? I don't really know the ins and outs.
I don't know. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So obviously, yeah. It's just something to think about, Jamie.
Something all men should do a bit of research on, including ourselves.
Yes.
I like that, sir. Good intro. I like it.
Now for the funny, stupid shit.
Here we go. Okay.
So I discovered this little write-up online in regards to the Hellraiser movie, and I just thought it needed bringing up because I think this is weirdly a really wonderful thing. I don't know why.
I love this film, so I'm intrigued where this is going.
So Jack Rogers, I believe it's on X or Twitter, has put, over the last 8 years of living in South London, there has been at least one copy of Hellraiser on VHS on top of a bus stop at East Street. The most I've ever seen up there is 3 of them. I have no idea how they get there. I have no idea who regulates it, but it has always been one of my favourite things. A little bit of solitude in such a big city. But recently, for a considerable amount of time, there's been no sign of them. Removed by the council, maybe? Vandals? Who knows? Anyway, today I saw a fresh copy had been placed. It made me feel like all was right in the world again. I mean, of all the things, Hellraiser on VHS.
Is it? I'm wondering if it's like a collection of people or it's one guy. It's like every time he sees a copy, he's like, I'm going to grab that and put it on that bus stop.
My initial thought was, is it used for stash drugs? Because
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's where they keep it, on top of the East Street. If it is, I had absolutely no knowledge of this. This has nothing to do with us at all. This is just something I saw online. It's Jack Rogers you want to go and find. All right. So, but yeah, because there was one, then there was 3, then there was none. So I was like, interesting. I wonder if it's a stashio place to hide the old druggerinos. That's my code speak.
I wonder what he could mean.
Bus stop nay on the Hellraiser tay. Drugs hey.
Anyway. I just had flashbacks to when Ricky and people talking back slang and I never understood a fucking word or what they were doing.
Who was that?
Does that never a thing when you were a kid? People used to talking like, I think it was called back slang. Like, I don't know, I couldn't even do it, but I know loads of people that used to do it. You'd be like, Dilligoy, Gilligoy, and then it was like, they don't know what the fuck they were talking about. I feel like I don't even know what you're talking about. I feel like I need to find a clip to put on this to make sense of what the fuck I'm on about now, because I'm lost. I don't. No.
You lost me at backslang.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. If I can find proof, I'll put it in. If I can't, I'll edit this bit out. There we go.
Yeah, I was going to say, that sounds like a really good idea.
Yeah.
The one where I'm going to be teaching you how to talk in backslang. So if I just say one simple sentence really quickly, it'd be, the beginning of a game, it begins with the game. And that's, my name is Dee.
Anyway, a couple of Barcelona moments that I didn't bring up last week. I saw the angriest man I think I've ever seen in my life at the stupidest thing. We walked, I think it was about 13 miles to get to this park from our hotel. Got to the park and we got to the exit. So I was like, oh, he goes, I know. Entrada's over there. I was like, okay, cool, no worries. Show the tickets, all good. But right before we got to the guy, there was a guy in front of us with his missus who they were saying, oh, your ticket's not valid or something. And he literally just went, what a fucking waste of a journey for fucking waste of money. I'm like, whoa! Like, I have no idea what was going on. But he's a very large man in a Green Bay hat. So I don't know if that's got anything to do with it, but it was just a really weird, that's all I heard. And I was like, Jesus Christ, you're in Barcelona, man. I can't, just chill.
That's a bit angry.
It's only a park. Yeah, it was just, and they just obviously went, see? Right. Okay.
So you're having a go at a person whose first language isn't English and probably has no idea what you're saying, sir. Just move on.
See?
Are you taking a piss? See?
But the other weird thing was, I saw an Indian couple having photos taken by the beach, but they were in the middle of the road, like an actual busy main road, right? And he was doing some sort of pose. And his car was driving and he wouldn't move. And it was it's a main road. And his car just stops. It's and he's going, we're dead. We're taking photo. Piss off. No. That's not how roads work. Get the fuck out the way. It's one car. Yeah, it was such a weird moment of, dude, just step forward, let it go past and step back again. I'm sure your phone and your wife can wait.
People are weird. Tourists especially are weird.
So weird, man. So weird. He was doing some stupid little pose thing. Yeah, and his car's mate, I need to get somewhere. Do you mind getting out the fucking road?
Was it a special road that was known for something?
It's a singular road, so there's no. But there were cars, and so I don't know. It was just a very weird moment.
I wasn't sure if it was a specific road as to why they wanted a photo there of all places, but okay.
No idea. Absolutely no idea. But the main thing that really got me thinking this week, Keris is partial to a game show, right? So we've been watching a couple of game shows on ITVX just to to pass the time in the evenings. We've been quite tired for whatever reason, or she's been out all night at the cinema or whatever. Toy adverts for kids. I'm specifically mean dolls. Why are they so fucking obsessed with a doll that can piss? I have absolutely no idea why it's such a massive thing this doll can do. Oh, you can feed it. It talks to you. It can also use the potty. Right? Yeah. And it's a big highlight. But what? Why is this a part of it? I don't understand.
And the weirdest thing is, I remember these adverts when we were kids in the 90s. So this has been a fad for fucking years that you can buy a doll that pisses itself. Why?
I just find it really weird. They were obsessed with it. They talked about it quite a bit, and I was like, okay, we get the idea that humans wee. So, well, everything wees pretty much, doesn't it? I think, and even if everything does. Yeah. But toys don't need to because they're not real.
If they release a doll that shits itself, I'm going to be really upset, especially if one of my kids wants one.
I imagine it would just be Play-Doh, wouldn't it? It'd just be Play-Doh or something. They probably haven't mastered the art yet. Have you worked out how to make a doll shit itself yet? No, for fuck's sake.
You know there's someone at Mattel trying to work that out there. You just know it.
What about we just squeeze its belly? Because we don't squeeze our bellies to have a poo, Dave. That's why. Oh, good point. Yeah, okay. What if you bend it inwards for head to feet? Because we don't do that either. Oh, for fuck's sake. There's got to be a way. Maybe just squeeze his hand. Perfect. Instead of talking, it farts or whatever. I don't know. There's probably people there that are going, yeah.
I was going to say,
keep going, yeah. So look at this invention I thought of all by myself.
Has nothing to do with this podcast I just listened to.
Yeah. Anyway, Jamie, how are you?
I'm good, my friend. I'm a little bit tired, but what the fuck's new there? But no, other than that, yeah, I'm good. I'm all right. I'm in a little bit of pain. I've injured my trapezius muscle, but there we are.
How did you do that?
I've literally no idea. I woke up the other morning in a lot of pain, and I've barely been able to move my arm and my neck. Like, I had to get Olivia to help me off the sofa the other day. It's been really bad.
Where was the wife?
At home in bed.
So she was there too. Interesting. In bed. What time was this?
It was a cupboard door. All right, I walked into a cupboard door. That's all it was.
Did you?
No, I literally.
I thought you were genuinely revealing something then. I was I say to mask the fact she's been like, fucking you twat.
Stop farting in your sleep. No, I literally just woke up and I couldn't move. I was in so much pain, and gave it a couple of days, hoping it would go away. And eventually, I was like, no, I'm gonna have to go to the doctors. And they gave me diazepam.
So, yeah. Does that make you go like, wee?
Yeah,
do that?
They're muscle relaxers and they make you very sleepy. So the first night I took them, I was literally at work. I'd had a good night's sleep. I was ready for the day, and about 10 minutes into my shift, I was like, that's like,
why did you take it before that work? You absolute melon.
It's because I was on nights, so like that you have to take them 3 times a day. So that is my daytime. So I kind of had to take them when I was at work.
There must have been a better way for that, surely.
Well,
yeah. Okay. Well, I hope you get better soon.
Me.
I'd be questioning the daughter and the wife though, especially the daughter. I'd imagine she'd be, jumping all over you. Like, oh, Daddy, I have no idea what you're on about.
Oh, she doesn't give a fuck. She's like, Daddy, do me a puppet show. Daddy, sit on the floor and play. Daddy, this, that. I'm like, child, I am in pain. Leave me alone. I can't do anything.
You should have kids.
There it is. I was waiting for that. It's been a couple of weeks.
Yeah. So I'm eating beards and I can't get it. Anyone watching the YouTube, I'm so sorry.
What you were doing?
Picking up my own tongue. I'll try to do it slyly. And I thought, anything you pinpoint it, like, I've got this little motherfucker. I'll make it look really suave and go, yes, absolutely perfect. But no, I seem to have failed every single time. So it looks like I'm just like, yeah.
Because I was about to put the question to you and ask how you are, and I was like, no, he needs to finish trying to do whatever the fuck he's doing before he starts talking.
I need this prick trimmed is what I need.
But anyway, now you seem to have finished. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm not really tired per se. Don't really know what's going on. I'm just not sleeping very well, and I don't know why.
Okay.
Well, maybe it's because I'm a fat shit. I think that's probably what it is. It's like, you got it. Like, it's 1 a.m. I don't give a fuck. 4 a.m. Excuse me, Stevens, you still haven't eaten, and I need to. I don't know. That's just my.
It's flaps on the cereal boxes are talking to you.
I had a really weird nightmare last night that I only remember the end of. Now, all I remember is something was going on. I think my brain was like, this shouldn't be happening in your head right now. And it did a weird, like Bray Wyatt essentially goes, yeah. He did like that sort of thing, but like with static from like TV. And all I heard in my ears was like, and like there was and I was just like, fucking hell, what's going on?
That's weird.
It was really weird. It was really fucking weird. And I was just like, what? And it was pitch black. I was like, I have no fucking clue what just happened then. So odd. It was the weird. That's all I remember. I don't actually remember any of the dream or the nightmare, what was going on. I don't know. That's all I remember. It's just the very end that woke me up.
I literally cannot remember the last time I remembered a dream or a nightmare or anything. Never remember them.
The whole sleep paralysis thing scares the shit out of me. You're like, I'm awake but I can't move. Like, I've had that once, and I was like, what the fuck is going on?
I know someone that gets them regularly. It's not fun.
Whoever you are, I'm so sorry. Like, oh my God, I could not imagine. That must be fucking horrific. Mind you, should you get used to it, wouldn't you?
I don't know. It's still going to be pretty fucking terrifying.
Well, true.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't get to the point where you're like, Oh, bollocks, here we go again. Can't fucking move for a while. Yeah. Whereas obviously if it's like random and very rare, I can imagine waking up and going, fuck can't I move for? What the fuck's this all about? I don't know. Must be fucking scary shit.
I've never had it and I don't want one. Don't want it either.
I really hope not talking about it doesn't cause you to have it.
No, my fucking luck.
But still. Anyway, what's been going on here, my friend?
Not a fat lot, really. I've been mostly Rihanna. I've been working nights, so sleeping all day. We've had a long ass week of recording. 3 interviews, all absolutely incredible. One you're going to hear. Well, I've already heard. And I recorded a guest spot to be on another podcast. I'm not sure when that's going to be out, but I guested on the Fundamentals podcast. Please go subscribe, get ready for that to come out. I'm going to be talking all about Kiss, and I'm very excited because I didn't go down the usual route of, this is my favourite song, this is my favourite album. We sort of deep dived into the psyche of it and the way people depict the band. I'm not going to give it away, obviously you can listen to it, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was a different sort of conversation about the band, so it was really good fun. And I've been to see the kids. I went to go see the kids yesterday, and here we are. It's not really done that long.
How's seeing the kids, Jamie?
I was seeing the kids. It was wonderful. I got to spend a lot of time with Sam, and yeah, sort of sorting things out for him. Bless him. But yeah, I think it was good fun. It was good fun. I'm aching a little bit today, but there we are. Yeah, I won't go into too much detail, but yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. What about you, my friend? What have you been up to?
Yeah, not a whole ass of a lot, really, Jay. To be honest, like I said, we did 3 interviews. One which you've already heard, but they're all absolutely fantastic, and I can't wait to get all of them all out. I'm actually, it gave me the bug again because we haven't interviewed for a couple of weeks due to like your work and me being away and stuff. It was like getting back into the rhythm again. I was like, oh my god, this is why I love doing this. Like every time. And obviously we're working on the Bloodstock vlog, which is almost finished. We're currently just drafting bits out now and just adding the bells and whistles, you like to say, but it's not Christmas time. So, we're just adding giving it a bit of je ne sais, a bit of choir over here. Yeah, exactly. A bit of va-va-voom, as Reno like to say. So yeah, working on that at the moment. Obviously, you did that Fundamentals podcast. So if you're a Kiss fan, you're in for a treat. But yes, we've had 3 interviews. Other than that, I've watched a lot of rugby. Like the Rugby World Cup was on over the weekend. Some absolutely belting games in that. It was great. And just Rihanna. Like nothing's really happened. I've been doing a lot of this, so it's not really been anything to write home about. And obviously, we had a chill one because it's Keris's birthday weekend this weekend. So we've been, so this will be a bit more eventful for next week. But looking forward to that. Should be good. Should be a really good weekend. But other than that, James, like I finished Only Murders, right? But I actually guessed the killer correctly from the beginning, and I was absolutely buzzing. Yeah, I was so happy. That's the first time it's ever happened. I was like, when I was looking at them all in the room at the beginning, I was like, I wonder. And I thought it's got to be this person. It has to be. I was like, I think it's too obvious to this side. It's too obvious here. I was like, that's obviously whatever. It's got to be this person. What about you?
I'm trying to remember who I guessed from the start. I don't think I guessed it right. I'm not going to say a name, but I don't think I got it right. But what a shot. I really enjoyed this series. The start of it, I was like, come on.
Yes,
I'm enjoying
I agree.
it, but let's...
Yeah.
But no, it got damn well. It got damn good. And I keep walking around to go, which of the big, which of the big, which of the big, I keep doing it all the fucking time.
Which of the Pickwick triplets did it? Who of the crew would commit this crime?
That ending, though. Oh my fucking
So
god.
good.
Yeah, so I'm already... Obviously, the writer's strike will delay season 4 slightly, but it's already been announced for season 4, so it's like...
Yeah.
Yes, could you imagine if they cancelled it after that? You'd be like, no!
I keep having these realizations of shows that I love, and I'm like, I know there's another series coming, like, but there was a writer's strike and there was an actor's strike. We are going to be waiting a long ass time for some of these things.
I wonder what they're going to fill in that time. Just a lot of reruns, probably.
Probably. It's just going to be like, remember that show you loved? Let's watch it again.
Yeah.
Let's catch up ready for the next season in 2 years' time.
Jamie, Daddy's back on TV.
That's true.
Oh my God. Have you watched any of it?
I haven't, to be honest. No, I've not really had much time.
Not much time for 30 minutes. It's absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah,
absolutely unreal. I bet you watched Star Wars 4 times though.
I mean, I watched all of Ahsoka. Of fucking course I did. It was fantastic. And Loki's back, and that has had a very good start. So yeah,
I haven't even started that yet.
I've been watching some stuff. I'm still watching me Firefighters, but there we are. That's my little thing to watch.
Your Firefighters?
911. I finished all of the original first series of 911, and now I'm watching the spin-off from Texas. It's my little guilty pleasure. Just, I have my program I like to just watch on my phone when I'm like washing up or traveling or whatever. It's one of them programs. I like my Firefighters, apparently. I don't fucking know.
Interesting.
It's good though. I enjoy it.
You can watch Daddy while traveling. Just saying.
Good.
All I'm saying is, Jamie, you're missing out massively.
I do need to start making a bit more effort for my fellow Brummie.
Just because he's an absolute legend and so many. And it's just great. It's just great on so many levels. Anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. But I do believe that we're all caught up.
I believe so, sir.
So let's hear from Braden Barry at Stay Cozy Clothing.
All right. Is this thing on? Well, howdy doody, everybody. This is Braden Barry from Say We Can Fly, founder of Stay Cozy Clothing, your one-stop shop for the coziest, most fashionable hoodies, t-shirts, and more. Gosh, Mickey.
That's right, folks. And we're proud to say that we are now sponsoring
the Chronicles of Podcast. Ouch.
Hosted by Tom and Jamie.
Like, you can get 10% off, man. That's right, Shaggy. Just use the special code, The Chronicles, at checkout.
Oh, boys.
Greatest advert ever. I'll always say it. It is just absolutely fantastic. And it's now time for your favourite segment of the week.
Yeah, it is.
So it's time for Callum's Treachings.
Do you want to know something? Callum will be able to tell you in Callum's Treachings.
Is cereal soup?
Ooh.
So, Callum is back to treat the nation, the world, the universe. All of his wonderful goings on in that beautiful little brain of his. So, Jamie, without further ado, what is Callum treaching us this week?
The fact that we as humans just press harder on the remote when the batteries aren't working as well shows how we deal with problems.
I mean, I hate those ones that you're like, fuck, he's right. He told us out. God damn it.
Why did we I do it now. I don't get it. Why is that a thing? Why always go, I obviously press fucking hard enough. Like, come on, you twat.
It's top of that. I know what's going to fix this. These batteries aren't dead. They just need taking out, rubbing, and putting back in again. It's not going to make any difference whatsoever, but it'll make me feel a bit better about it. All right.
It'll go faster if I might create my own electricity here. Might reduce them.
What is wrong with us?
Do you know what I've never understood, though, talking about TVs? Sports fans, when their team loses in a big game, they smash their TV to pieces. When people play FIFA and they smash the TV, and you're like, why? Why have you just... I don't understand. I watched a video. Sorry to completely digress. The Los Angeles Chargers played the Dallas Cowboys on Monday Night Football this week. And all their fans just fought each other. What? And I was going, you're grown-ass people. What are you doing? Oh, you see here, we don't like people from Los Angeles. You see what I mean? We're coming to your city, but we're going to fuck you up. You get it? We're all American. We all love each other, but fuck Los Angeles. And it's like, well, no, that makes no sense. Football fans do it as well. I find myself going like, fucking bastard. You know, when my hometown loses, I'm like, well, why am I reacting this way? Is it because we're trained to react this way when we're kids? I don't know. It's really weird, isn't it? Sorry, I went on a massive tangent there and started getting really like in depth in it. But like kids that play FIFA and smash their TVs up and get really angry at it, why?
I don't get it. Like you're saying, them teams, the fans are going nuts. You can guarantee the two teams are out the back having beers, congratulating each other on a great game and stuff like that. They don't give a fuck. They're there to play the game. And it's like, you're saying that. I know someone whose boyfriend went through about 6 PlayStation controllers because he'd lose on a game of FIFA and would smash the fuck out of his controller. Why? I
don't know. That's an expense. What are you doing?
And I never...
No, go on.
I was going to say, I never forget My mom's ex-partner is from Scotland. And Rangers Celtic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He knew someone that lived down the road from him, and I can't remember which way around it was. If memory serves, he was a Rangers fan, so it must be something. Yeah, because he wouldn't even own anything that was green, because that meant Celtic. And Celtic won. He threw his fucking TV out the window. He smashed the TV and the window. This wasn't my mom's ex-partner. This was like someone he knew, but launched out the window because they lost the game. I'm like, calm the fuck down, dude.
Yeah, it's nuts, isn't it? It's almost like animalistic. But I wonder if rugby players put it all out on the field, and that's they have no testosterone left afterwards, and that's why they're all like mates.
Probably.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, they're probably like, well, can't be angry at that. I mean, I've just used it all out there, so
I'd be angry, but I'm knackered, mate. So good game, cheers.
Sorry, I completely deviated away, but it's because of I get angry with the remote of the TV. But it's so true. Like, it's so fucking true. Like,
what's that Lee Evans sketch he talks about? This is like, you get that close to the TV, you might as well press the fucking button.
Yeah, you can switch it on from here. Fucking come on.
Moral of the story, kids, is buy some spare batteries, and if they're starting to die, just replace them. I know we're not going to do it, including myself, but that's what we need to be doing, okay?
Maybe we should talk to people more.
Just stop watching TV.
Well, just don't play FIFA.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
I think the most I've ever done is hit a cushion. Just like, damn it, like, you know. But that's it.
Yeah, to be fair, with me, I don't do football things. With me, if I'm playing wrestling games, and if I lose, I'm like, fuck you, ref, and then I'll quit the game. Like, that's about as angry as I get.
Oh, I was talking about NFL. I don't really play FIFA very much. Anyway, we've massively deviated away. Let's move on. What is Callum teaching us this week?
The word biblical is never used for positive things. It's always bad weather that's biblical.
That's a really good fucking point.
That is a really good point. Considering they're supposed to say this is the holy book, good things happen in the holy book. Yeah, everything bad is described as biblical. Yeah.
Morgan, have you written that new chapter of the Bible yet? Have you written? No, I didn't say that out loud. Is the microphone on? Shit.
Oh, that rain pour, that downpour of rain, biblical proportions of rain.
Biffy Clyro's biblical is very fucking good, though. Good song. But that's a very good point. I don't think I've ever used that as an adjective, ever. In any word.
I feel like we need to bring it back. I think we need to bring it back. We need to start making positive things biblical. I mean, that's something we need to do now. Yes.
But it's not real, so why would you want... I mean, I might use it for things that aren't real, like magic or something. Well, that was biblical. Things that don't exist.
Oh, mythical creatures, they're biblical.
Have you seen that ghost? No. It's biblical.
Scary on biblical proportions. It's Halloween soon, kids. There we go. Biblical proportions of spookiness.
I love you. I love you. I'm so pleased you didn't call it fucking spooky season. Before I start chinning people around here.
I'm not going to lie. I was tempted just to wind you up, but I stopped myself.
A likely story, Jamie. A likely story. It's fucking biblical if you did.
We're already bringing it back. We're turning it round. Come on.
I get people are religious. I understand that, but it just creates, again, going back to the anger thing, like so much shit.
Yeah, I've never got it. But when you think about it, a lot of the big Bible stories you hear, they're a bit shit, really, aren't they? Like, oh, we flooded the earth and saved 2 of each animals. Cheers for that positive message there. Like, no, give us a happy book. Maybe more people believe in it.
Is there one that killed his brother or something as well? There's something that killed his...
Cain and Abel, I think.
I don't know. I don't read it, so they call it the good book, but I wonder if they're just masking it. It's like the Darkhold in Marvel. That's what it is. It's like, oh yes, this book, you will love it, shall we say? We should call it the good book. Yes, absolutely. Like the witch in Snow White with the apple. That's what it's like. Yes, read from this text. You will find it very interesting. Why are you talking like that? I don't. What do you mean? I have absolutely no idea what you mean.
It's like the world's oldest marketing scheme. This book is really depressing. What should we name? What should we market it as? The good book.
Everyone will buy, and as soon as they start to read it, they will be in my power. For I am the real god. But your name's Zorg. I don't give a shit. People will bow to me and call me the Lord. And I will apparently bring all these locusts and biblical plagues. Biblical plagues.
Hey. No, shit, that's a plague's bad. We're going to make it good again.
So then they had all these other people, Kwandar in Asia, like, I have written the Quran. The Quran is my way of earning all the power.
God, religion's fucked up when you think about it, and it really is.
Massively. Anyway, before we get murdered.
Let's just say,
And finally, Jamie, what is Callum teaching us this week? Also, just quickly, biblical on TikTok Jesus episode. Nice.
Very nice.
The man who invented the bicycle must have not thought it worked for a while.
Right, this is one that stumped us massively.
Fuck. I hate it when he does this. We look stupid when he does this.
Is it because they didn't know how to power it? It doesn't move without a person on? Is my understanding of this? Did they expect it to? I don't know. I just got this image of someone just pushing it down the road and just falls over and like, fuck!
Possibly. That could be what it is, to be fair. It must have taken a little while to go, no, I need to go. Because everyone takes a little while to learn how to ride a bike. No one just sits on it and knows what to do. Everyone has to learn to ride a bike. So
We're here. We're fucking here,
yes,
boys.
I fucking turned it around. Biblical brain. Yes.
So, yeah, because they obviously just went.
I know what I need to invent next. Stabilizers. And a helmet.
Yeah, I can imagine they're like, how the fuck did that? It looked great on paper, but now I've actually got it here. What the fuck do I do? And you can see that they're like just like stumbling. I remember trying to ride a bike. It was fucking hard.
It is hard. I know I should be moving my feet forward. For some reason, I keep going backwards and I can't move.
Also, because I haven't ridden for fucking years, I struggle now because I'm like, wait, how'd you do this again?
It's
like, I always do this, like wobble from side to side stuff because I can't seem to like. I don't know, because again I'm a fat bastard, but I can't seem to stay straight anymore. But yeah, so I love that idea that he just sits and it's like, go, bang, and just hits the floor. Bollocks.
Imagine the first time though you've spent fucking weeks and months building this thing. You're like, this is the greatest invention. People are gonna love this. Test drive.
I wonder what it was made out of. It can't be made out of metal. It must be like wood.
I don't know when it was invented, to be honest. So
that's it. Splinter shit! Ow! Ow! It's like scratching your ankle. And mind you, getting hit by a pedal now. Oh! Pedal in the shin. Hell no.
I'm rubbing my ankle and it hasn't even happened. Oh.
I wonder if that's worse. Is that worse than toothache?
Oh, I don't know. I never get anything's worse than toothache. I'd
pedal
rather be kicked in the balls than toothache. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, I hate toothache.
Oh, you're not a dentist, man, are you?
No.
I need to go fucking back as well. So I'm like, oh. I've already had that traumatizing experience, thanks.
Threatening.
I wonder if it's if I walk in there, it sounds like Law and Order when I walk in. It goes, I'm like, oh no! It's when you start that fucking thing, I was going, like, oh, amazing! I'm so excited to scratch my teeth with that.
Like, I know we spoke about it before on the show, but I still find the number thing the most unnerving part about the dentist. Just like C4 92 blah blah blah. I'm just like, what are you saying? What are you saying right now? Are you saying they're all fucked and need ripping out and replacing? What are you saying?
No,
not
it's
bad.
just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
But it's so I don't know, because you don't really think about it logically when you're lying there. It's like, I want to get out of here.
Oh, he just told. Oh no, he just told me. Sorry. Never mind. Birmingham is like, we've got no money. Let's start pulling teeth.
We'll sell the teeth. I'll bring all the money back.
We'll make it like ivory, pretend it's ivory, and break it all down and send it to African poachers, and they don't have to kill elephants anymore. Also, I don't know why I'm talking a Yorkshire accent in Birmingham, because it's not like fucking this, mate. Maybe you can send it all for the ivory.
Hey, sexy accent, remember?
Don't fucking kill. I mean, yeah, I'm absolutely soaking, mate. We have just destroyed Callum's Treachings this week. I'm so sorry, Cal. Thank you, though, again, for these absolutely wonderful Treachings that you have laid upon us this week. It's absolutely graciously appreciated, as always.
They were wonderful on biblical proportions. That's what they were.
Beautiful. I also love that you brought it in for a TikTok Jesus edition. Is absolutely fantastic.
The timing of that is great.
But, Jamie.
Yes.
It's now time.
Oh.
Now time for Tom's Journal. And welcome to another edition of Tom's Journal. Welcome back to Tom's Journal. And you're in for an absolute treat, Jamie. So, if you could please open your Bible to Somebody Once Told Me the Word.
It's not where I saw that going.
Fucking excellent.
Oh, so many biblical references in this week's episode.
It's wonderful. And that wasn't even intentional. That was the next bit. That was not intentional in any way, shape, or form. Oh, sorry. I screamed you in the haunted house. That wasn't very Loves Horror Movies, Binges True Crime Podcast, and Loves Halloween of me. Oh, fucking great. Food trucks. But instead of food, it's therapy. And they're called automophiles.
I mean,
3 for 3.
That's kind of a great idea as well, to be fair.
It is a little bit, isn't it? Just driving around and chatting to a therapist at the same time.
Can you imagine them? You know, like when you're on a night out and you leave and you see like the dodgy burger vans. Can you imagine having one of those instead? I thought he loved me, but I'm just sitting kissing my best friend. I don't know what to do.
Yeah. Hello, Clint. I just wanted to come and sit and chat to you. Clint's just there like, what's going on, man? Oh, so yeah, for a session. Yeah, so it's 3 a.m. I'm fucking knackered. Sometimes, James, before bedtime, I fall asleep on the couch. It's my little sleep appetizer, my nappetizer, if you will.
Stealing that. Every time I doze off now, and Becky's like, just go to bed. I'm like, it's not bedtime yet. That was an appetizer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, I can't sleep on the couch. It's not my thing. It's Karis' thing. I can't fucking do it. So
I don't have a choice.
So what are you up to? Bicep workout. You're just lifting wine to your mouth, aren't you? Same thing.
I feel like this is something both of our other halves can relate to that one.
Yes. Oh, yes. So it's always funny when bike guys make hand signals at me. Sorry, bro. Don't speak bike, nerd. Good luck with whatever.
I had my first cyclist on my driving lesson the other day. I was literally going right behind him and I was like, aha, I know what he's doing. I do that. I know what he's doing.
You haven't even mentioned your driving lessons on here. I didn't even know you're still having them.
No, I haven't actually. Have I? No. I'm still doing them. Going really well. I've been driving
Good.
home.
I'm pleased to fucking hear it.
My next one,
Jesus
I'm driving
Christ.
from the house. Ooh.
Good work. Good work. Keep it up. So, let me get this straight. I have to do tasks every day, dozens of them. And then I have to wash my skin off. I didn't ask for skin. And then lie unconscious for a while. And then do tasks again.
Took me a second, Ben. Just leave.
I was going to say.
That's one way to describe living. But yes, yes, it is.
Yeah. You can definitely tell you were tired, can't you?
I'm just having a bit of a slow moment there.
Putting soup in square Tupperware. It's just not right. Should be a circle one, which is the shape of soup.
I can relate to that because when we make soup to take to work, I haven't got any round Tupperware. We always put it in rectangle ones, and I always feel weird eating out of it. It just doesn't feel right at all.
So when I used to work at Specsavers, one of the optometrists, the contact lens optometrist, hated the fact that I had soup in a plastic in Tupperware box, the square box. So every time I took a photo of it and texted it to him, and once. I think he must have been behind. He was just in the toilet, and he came out, he ran and went, "Heathen!" and then ran out again.
It's just not right. You can't get your spoon in to properly get this. I end up drinking it after a while. I'm like,
that's exactly what. Yeah, I was going to say that's the perfect thing. Get all the bread and then go. Thank you very much. Cheers. See you later. It's perfect. Me talking out loud whilst I write in my diary. Today was okay. I just wish I could have eaten more breadsticks. Waiter. Sir, would you like some more breadsticks?
So fucking stupid.
It's great though. I'll give you a couple more and we'll move on. Tommy Pickles was right, mate. I don't want responsibilities anymore.
I forgot just how goddamn good that program was till the other day. Oh, those kids were legends. Those kids were legends.
Yeah, Rugrats is great. Kids TV back then was fucking unbelievable.
I was trying to describe the Wild Thornberrys to Olivia the other day, and a little clip of Rugrats came on after it, and I was like, oh, this show was so fucking good. It was the best. But so was the Wild Thornberrys as well.
Both absolute classics. I'll give you two more. Peter Pan. Ha! We meet again, Captain Hook. Captain Hook. Well, wait. You guys call me Hook? Pan. Yeah. Hook. What? Because of my hand? Pan. I'm really sorry. Hook. Wow. Okay. Hey, look, my dad's dead too. Why not become Captain Dead Dad?
I'm amazed that the 2023 woke police have not tried to make us call him a different name because we're picking on him for a disability. I'm amazed that hasn't happened yet.
Already will now. We've mentioned
well, now I've said it. I've just put it in the fucking atmosphere of, and I got. Sorry, J.M. Barry. I didn't mean to ruin your work, so I do apologise.
And finally, James. I'm good. I stumbled over the words as well. I was like, damn it, I want that to be free flowing and beautiful. But still. Finally, boss, why are you late? Me, because I was drinking last night and I set my calculator for 5:30.
That has got to have happened to someone at some point in time.
Pretty sure Keris has done it. And that was another edition of Tom's Journal.
Oh, it's got to have happened at some point. Oh, beautiful journal, sir. Beautiful journal. That really made me laugh.
It's about getting into schools and talking to young people because, you know, I know that people can change. And it's about talking to people and getting them to understand and perhaps step back from violence and prejudice and whatever. And we just need to work together and keep on the good fight there.
Absolutely. Hey there, guys. We are ecstatically happy to announce that we are associated with the Sophie Lancaster Foundation.
The times are changing, and with the unfortunate death of Sophie, those changes have made a massive impact for the future. If Sophie was with us still today, I can guarantee what you are doing will still be reaching so many lives of young teenagers, young adults, and those who wish to be as different as possible. So thank you very much.
To find out more about this incredible foundation and all the work they do, and more importantly, how you can help, head on over to www.sophielancasterfoundation.com.
Mr. Stevens.
Jamie. Oh yeah. Jamie.
So fucking proud of you right now. Audience participation time.
Let's participate, bitch.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to participate in Jamie's participation challenge.
My heart's so full right now. This week, I said, on this show, we get to ask many famous people many wonderful questions. But this week, we put you in the hot seat. We ask if you could ask any celebrity a single question about their career, who would it be and what are you asking? Say you, Mr. Stevens.
I was going to say, John Oliver, can you adopt me? But that's about their career, isn't it? So I'd say, John Oliver, can you come on my show, please?
Yeah, that's a great one. I think that'd be the case for both of us, wouldn't it? Be like, can we add appearing on our show to your career, please?
And how is it to feel to have taken her for America?
Yeah. It's fair. I've always wanted to go to a Kevin Smith Q&A because there's a question I've always had in mind that I've always wanted to ask him, but I never ever seem to have ever had the chance. But there we are. I've always wanted to know how he came up with the character names for the characters in his movies.
One day, mate, it's gonna happen because it just will.
It's because I've seen so many interviews and so many live things with him talking about things, and other than Jay, because the whole reason he named him Jay was because he didn't think he'd remember any other name he gave him. He's never really explained why, and I've always been intrigued why. And I was like, for one thing, I've never heard the man talk about, so I want the fucking opportunity. Come on my show, Kevin Smith, please. Anyway, let's get some audience answers. We didn't get as many as I was expected this week, I thought, but we've got a good chunk, so let's go through some of these. Becky Westwood, she said, Michael Jackson. I would ask him, do you regret being famous and constantly being watched for your whole life? I think he'd probably say yes. Yeah.
That's a bit of a...
It's a bit of a deep one, isn't it? Yeah.
Dodge one, yeah. A bit like, yeah.
It's a weird one because obviously it wasn't his decision in the first place. But you never know. He could have stepped away when he became an adult. It's an interesting question. I would genuinely be intrigued to hear what he said to that. So, Eric Brennan Hunt says, I feel like the ones who truly regret their fame are the Robin Williams and the Kurt Cobains of the world, the people that suffered in silence. So I'd probably ask them, do they regret becoming famous? But the ones who are constantly whining about their fame are just doing it to increase their fame, which, yeah, they probably are, to be fair. Keris Mansfield. Marilyn Monroe. What really happened?
She's obsessed. She's absolutely obsessed.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Chris Chopping says, Elon Musk, please can I have a big chunk of the money you've made from your career? Fair play.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a genius answer.
I can't see him missing any of it, so why the fuck not?
Well, exactly.
Jerry Keane. I would ask Gene Hackman, what's the one most important thing an actor should always remember? I like that question, because obviously Jerry's an actor himself. Ask for some advice. I like it. That's a great question. I enjoy that one. Eric Hunt, again, says, I ask every celebrity I meet what their favourite kind of pie is. Eddie Vedder is the only one to reply with 3.14 and then went on for another 11 to 12 digits.
Amazing. Vedder's a ledge.
Eddie Vedder. It's been a while since I've done this, but beautiful. Love it. Fair play, sir. Absolutely amazing. Give you a couple more. Ryan Williams. When I was in my 20s, there was a rumour about Richie Gere and a gerbil. I'd ask him how he thinks that rumour started and by who.
I forgot all about that.
So did I. He says, I'd also like to ask Mark Hamill how he came up with his voice for the Joker, because it is fucking perfect. And I'd also like to ask Meryl Streep if she turned away any roles that she regrets saying no to. That's a great question for actors as well. Being like, what did you say no to? And then afterwards being like, I should not have said no to that. Which we found out something in an interview we did the other day. You'll find out about in a couple of weeks that I'm still mind blown about. So kind of relates to that one.
It could be Edward Norton that was like, oh, this movie franchise is going nowhere. I won't be Hulk anymore.
And last but not least, it's Mally Malpass. And of course, he's given us his usual Mally gold. He says, hi, I'm Mally, 47 and a half from Swansea, and my question is for James Corden. James, how does someone with an immediate and vastly unlikable personality and demeanour achieve such an elevated level of success? Was it shrewdness and a cutthroat attitude, or was it just a good old deal with Satan? Why does everyone hate James Corden so much? Am I missing something? Like, I don't get why everyone hates him so much.
I just don't care for him, so I don't know.
I don't get it. And last one from Mally, Ed Sheeran. How are you that ginger and that famous at the same time?
Hey, right. Now, listen here, Mally. Yeah? I might not be famous, but you do not fucking pick on those gingers.
I mean, fair fucks to Ed Sheeran. Like, fair play to the man. He's done fucking well for himself.
Absolutely. This podcast is doing all right, isn't it?
I didn't know he had one.
This podcast is doing all right, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
Don't leave leave us gingers out of it.
One half for gingers, yes.
All right, mate. Just leave us alone, okay? That's all I can say. We've had enough shit in our time from people being like, oh, then people start dyeing their hair our colour. You're like, oh, interesting. Yeah. So there we are then. Thank you to everybody that participated in Jamie's challenge this week. It's graciously appreciated as always. And if you enjoy Jamie's participation challenge, Tom's Journal, Callum's Treachings, the interview, and the absolute shit that we talk at the beginning, then you enjoy all the other 105 editions wherever you get your podcast from, whether it be Spotify, Google, Apple, we're everywhere. If it's an app that's got podcasts on it, you'll find us there. Just search the Chronicles of Podcast and you're all good. Mainly though, it'd be great. Excuse me. If you could come on down to our YouTube. That's our main area where we like to fornicate and play. You can find us there at the Chronicles of Podcast. Please just enter that in. Hit that subscribe button. The main priority we have here. Hit that subscribe button is the main thing. Hit that bell to get notified of when new videos get released, and comment to your heart's content. Please also, on the podcast apps, can you leave us reviews? That'd be amazing. Please leave us some 5-star, that's 5-star, absolutely unbelievably hilarious podcast reviews. That'd be absolutely incredible. Thank you very, very much for those. No, in all seriousness, though, please leave us some reviews. It'd be amazing. On our YouTube, you can find all of our interviews are on there. All of our podcasts are on there, all our shows. All of our Way Back Wednesdays are on there. That's just the interviews from previous channels. All of our Bloodstock 2022 and 2023 interviews are on there. Our Bloodstock vlog from last year is on there. The new one is coming. Doubling Crust vlog from last year is on there, and all of our 2000 Trees interviews from this year are on there as well. So please go and just throw them on your face. It's absolutely glorious. You can also find us on Facebook at the Chronicles of Podcast. Please like that page, share it everywhere, tell all your friends about it. But whilst I've been ranting, I've just forgotten. Jamie, where else could you find us?
You can find us on TikTok, worshipping at the palace that is TikTok Jesus.
Absolutely. And on our Twitter /X, whatever you want to call it these days, at TCO Pod. And thinking about it, I've done it again. So whilst we're on TikTok looking at TikTok Jesus videos and on our Twitter /X, where else could you find us?
Working out how the hell am I supposed to eat this last bit of soup out of this rectangle tub?
Well, that and being on our Instagram at TCO Pod. Come and find us on TikTok at TCO Pod. go and find James Chesney Hawk's video, but also just watch all the glory that's on there, like the absolute glorious videos that Jamie's made out of all our interviews and all of our shows. I do believe it's about sexy Brummie accents today. So, a few days ago, due to the episode's recording, absolute shambles. Come and find us on LinkedIn at the Chronicles of Podcast. Make sure you connect us on there. And come on down to our website at www.thechroniclesofpodcast.com. You can find out all about us are on there, all our episodes and shows are on there, all of our affiliations and sponsors are on there, and our shop is on there as well. You get yourself a t-shirt or a hoodie, and that'd be absolutely amazing if you wouldn't mind. So that's YouTube, subscribe at the Chronicles of Podcast, or all the social medias at TCO Pod to keep up with all the latest news and interviews. And now I've finished, I'll pass you to Jamie Westwood.
Before we get out of here, let's say a massive thank you to a few of our friends. First off, every single piece of music you hear on this show is brought to you by one man. And that man's name is singer-songwriter Matt Roberts. Go check out, man, all social medias at Matt Roberts Music. Go check out all of his wonderful music. You could check out Once in a Lifetime, our theme song. Or you could go check out his most recent single, Rat Race. There is new things coming from Matt. Just keep an eye on all those social medias, because we cannot wait to hear. Massive thank you to Matt for all the music you've provided for us. It means the absolute world, my friend. And of course, we have to say a massive thank you to Mr. Braden Barry and his Stay Cozy Clothing. Head on over to www.staycozyclothing.com or download the smartphone app. Take a look at all the wonderful pieces of apparel, I love that word, apparel, that you find on that website, and add them to your basket. It could be that t-shirt that Mr. Stevens is wearing. It could be that hat that Mr. Stevens is wearing. It could be anything you like the look of. Whatever it is, pop it in your basket when you get to the checkout, rather, into that discount code, The Chronicles, and get yourself 10% off your order. Mr. Barry is a very busy man, so it's not just his Stay Cozy Clothing. Go listen to all of his music at Say We Can Fly. Go follow Farlight Movie on all the social medias. The previews he's been putting out are phenomenal. I cannot wait to see these finished products. He's a very busy, very talented man. Go send him all of your love, because he bloody well deserves it. And last but not least, we have to say a massive thank you to the Sophie Lancaster Foundation. They're stamping out prejudice, hatred, and intolerance everywhere, and I mean everywhere. Coming off the Bloodstock Festival the past couple of months, it's been phenomenal to see the outpour of love and support for this charity. I hope you checked out our recent bonus interview we released with Adam and Vicky from Bloodstock, and just shows just how much that charity means to them. If you've got a spare few minutes, head on over to My Giving Circle. Vote for the Sophie Lancaster Foundation. There's an amazing grant being given out to charities who are being voted for. Please make sure you are doing that. It would mean the absolute world. And if you are a band or you would do poetry, whatever it may be, head on over to sophielancasterfoundation.com and see how you can take part in this year's Make a Noise. Because Make a Noise this year is going to be digital. It's not going to be like a gig in real life anymore. We're going to do it this way so people from all over the world can get involved. So please, if you're out there and you have those talents, please take part. It would mean the absolute world. And while you're on sophielancasterfoundation.com, why not give it a share? Because there's people out there who may not be familiar with Sophie's story. So please help familiarize the people that aren't aware of that story, so we can work together to achieve Sylvia's dream of making the alternative subculture a part of the strands of hate crime. As Mr. Stevens has already said in this interview, the vlog is coming very soon. I am hoping and praying it will be out before next week's episode. It's very, very close to being finished off. I do apologise for the delay on it, but it will be worth the wait. And last but not least, a massive thank you to my wonderful co-host over there.
Stop it. You're way too kind. As always. And Jamie, another absolutely excellent episode in the bag.
I agree. I would say it was a biblical proportions of excellent. I'm bringing it.
Scotty, thank you so much for taking the time, like we said at the beginning, to sit and chat to us. It was absolutely amazing to have you on the show. And we wish you all the best going forward with everything, with the Twitch and, with the Satan videos and whatnot. And hopefully we'll see you sometime down the line in another festival. It'd be absolutely great. But as for this week, we'll see you all next week for the Chronicles of Tim Burgard.
Oh, yeah. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.